What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We're live with the final game of the T5S2 Season 5 Invitational first round. We already have round 2 games being scheduled. And so this is going to be the last one to see who will come out, get out of the top 16 and make it to the top 8 for that coveted quarterfinals game. We have 2 games this Sunday from round 2, and then this game will determine the last pairing, and that will be scheduled shortly after this game is resolved. So tune in, round 2. We're going to start bright and early, 8 a.m. Sunday morning. With those games, it's gonna be good. I think we got a solid day of streaming on Sunday, which should be pretty good. But this game is one that is hotly anticipated, I think, by the community. So welcome, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for coming in and hanging out with me today, because this game is gonna be spicy, chat. We have over here in the red playing the brand shiny new Heretic Astartes, playing Creations of Bile. One slightly disappointing Salad. Not very disappointing, but a little disappointing. Versus, on the other side of the table, Lord Solar, a.k.a. SkewLord, playing a Skew after everyone's heart, I think. Just a million Sisters of Battle. Look at all these models, chat. This is silly. So, and I know that... Lord Solar was a little bit upset about getting this matchup because he does have a high-volume melee skew against Creations of Bile, but he does have an absolute buck ton of objective secured infantry to put on the table. Just make sure that these players don't forget their clock here.
Clock, my first unit. That'd be
like there it goes. Yeah, all right, perfect. We nailed it, chat. So players just getting started with deployment here, so we can talk about their list momentarily. But as a little bit of context, chat, this game was delayed a little bit because Salad was out of town for a while, so that's why it's the last game out of round 1 getting played, and a little bit late on the schedule. But it does mean that we had some incredible meme potential, which is why we have dubbed this the T5S2 Season 5 Meme Invitational, because Lord Solar has, in lieu of practice games, just been making a billion memes, just a bunch of memes. If you go on over to the Discord, !Discord in the chat, under the T5S2 heading, we have a meme invitational channel where I have been told Lord Solar has given me a little bit of a hint here that he has his meme creator ready, and he will be posting he will be live posting memes as the game goes, which should be pretty good. So hopefully that's gonna be good. I'm excited, chat. We'll do some live meme updates as we go, but there's some pretty good ones in there. Not only memes about the games that have happened so far, but also memes about Lord Solar's preparation for this particular game, and how he's expecting his entire army to be killed by fight on deaths. So, you know, it is what it is. When you're Adepta Sororitas armed with only a crappy close combat weapon, you have to fight Terminators that fight on death. There's not much else you can do, you know? You're not going to kill them with a bolt gun. Despite the number of bolt guns we can spam in chat, we're just going to have to charge them, and then they get to fight and murder some people. So hopefully it'll be a good time, chat. I'm excited. Let's get it done. Let's talk about the list real quick here while we're talking about it. Oh, there's a couple new commands, obviously, in the commands as well. Exclamation point links will get you to our a nice brand shiny new link tree that I put together for the channel. So if you want all of the Tactical Tortoise different web pages together in one collection, you can check that out, because we do have 2 YouTube channels and a Twitch and a merch store and all the social medias. There's a bunch going on. So go check that out. If you don't follow Tactical Tortoise in one of those places, you should probably do that, and that would be good. Anyway, let's talk about some lists. Exclamation point lists in chat if you want to get access to those as well, or you can find them at tts40k.com, where we have all of the information about the Invitational this season, including pairings, the past results, and all the lists from all the players. So, talking about Salads just real quick here. We saw something similar being played by Dutes when he went up against Ash C, although Dutes did run into a bunch of Paragon Warsuits and get turned into little giblets, so it was unfortunate for him. Did not end up making it out of the first round. Hopefully we fare a little bit better with our other Heretic Astartes player here, but this is a Creations of Bile detachment, a battalion detachment led by a Dark Apostle. The Dark Apostle is running Benediction of Darkness, which Salad did mention that was supposed to be Illusory Supplication, as you can imagine, to give the trans-hitman effect to the Terminators. Benediction of Darkness doesn't do that, though, so an unfortunate mistake on on Salad's list there, but we are going to elect to stick with it. It does give them a good old light cover bonus, which in this matchup is not going to be super helpful. But the Dark Apostle he's still a guy. He'll chill out for a while and probably sit on objective. We have a Lord Discordant on Hellstalker. That is bringing Uloka the Black and the Flames of Spite Wombo combo, so 1 billion mortal wounds and full rerolls on that gentleman. 3 units of Legionnaires. One of them with Mark of Corn. A big unit of Chaos Terminators, that's sort of the pièce de résistance of the list. A big unit of 10 Chaos Terminators, 2 Reaper autocannons, a mixture of Power Fists and Accursed weapons, as well as Melt-A-Guns, Plasma Guns, and regular Combi Bolters. And then on top of that, we have the Cursed Room, or the Black Room of Damnation, excuse me, to give -1 to wound to the entire unit. Seems pretty good. Additionally, we have 3 units of Chosen, especially in Creations of Bile. These guys are pretty good little nuclear missiles that can go out and do a ton of damage. With their accursed weapons, they do go up to the coveted Strength 6, which is going to be certainly very important in this matchup, particularly because we are against a Horde of Toughness 3. So that breakpoint of wounding on 2s because we double the toughness value of T3 versus wounding on 3s if you are the normal strength of 5 that a regular non-Creations of Bile Chosen is pretty big. In addition, despite the fact that they're a small unit and they're relatively easy to kill, because they are Creations of Bile, you get that opportunity to fight on death. So even if you interrupt on them or alpha strike them, they are still going to get their value out, and they have a bunch of attacks at that strength 6, 2+ to hit because they have a Mark of Slash and a Chaos Icon. So just a lot of value in those little Chosen bricks for 145 points, relatively fast, relatively lethal, and can basically always print value unless you shoot them to death, which is kind of hard because they are going to be hiding in light cover with their Armor of Contempt with 3 wounds a model. So it's all pretty sweet. Following that up, we have a Master of Executions to be a little bit of a smash character over here. 2 individual Chaos Spawn as single entity units, I guess we should start calling them. Just really super efficient models for 25 points. Can screen out a corner, can stand on an objective. In this instance, can perform some actions because we are on the Scouring today, so we're going to be looking to do strategic scans on these objectives. And the Chaos Spawn, maybe a little bit of a flavor fail here, but the Chaos Spawn can do their strategic scans as well as anyone else. Little funky, but it is what it is. We also have a unit of 5 Warp Talons, just as a little bit of a disruptive force, although these guys are deploying on the table. I think Salad, assuming that he's going to need as many attacks just starting on the table as possible to clear through this horde of infantry that SkewLord is bringing on the other side. And that's followed up with, last but certainly not least, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And I appreciate that his scan is so brightly colored as to appear like he's being illuminated by the light of the gods here, but it is Abaddon, the Despoiler, with his new incarnation. We haven't seen him on stream yet before, I don't believe, but he is an absolute powerhouse by himself. He's going to be able to give reroll 1s and +1 to charge, I believe, to all of the little Creations of Bile units standing around him. But he himself is actually absolutely ridiculous. He's super difficult to kill. He is phase capped at 3 wounds. He has a Mark of Nurgle, or a Mark of Tzeentch, excuse me, so he ignores his first failed saving throw every turn. And he has Mark of Nurgle, which makes him a little bit more resilient, especially against sort of high or mid-strength attacks. I believe stops him from being wounded on 4s or 2s, which is a little bit odd, but you're looking to try to get him with on 3s, I think. But then you have to go through a 2+ armor save, 4+ vulnerable save, ignoring the first failed, and a phase cap of 3. So he's super hard to get work done on. And on top of that, he is the only Black Legion unit in the army, so he's going to be giving himself full rerolls every turn. Absolutely crazy. Good stuff, chat. Seems sweet. Yeah, I guess we should put down a nice prediction here for everyone. All right, so we got a 10-minute prediction going on there, chat. Get on in there. If you're in the YouTube stream, by the way, we are streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, and you can find the Twitch stream. And if you go on over there, you can get all sorts of cool additional benefits. You get little tokens we can spend on sound alerts, as people have been spamming already. You can vote on predictions. There's some other benefits you can do to influence the stream, which is super fun. So highly recommend it. And we do stream pretty constantly on Twitch. So there we go, chat. Perfect. Nailing it. So moving over real quick here to SkewLord's list, or Lord Solar's list. Whatever we want to call him, I guess. He was previously Lord Solar, but has been moved to SkewLord because he plays basically nothing but skews. He always tries to win at list creation effectively, rather than actually, execute the game plan. Although he tends to play armies that do require a lot of execution to pull off. So hopefully he's feeling pretty good about that today. We'll see. We'll see how he ends up performing. This is gonna be a dual detachment list, 2 battalion detachments, in fact, not a configuration we see very often now in Warzone Nephilim. Now that second battalion eats so many of your starting command points, it's a little brutal. That battalion detachment, the first battalion detachment, bringing a bit of a smash cannoness. We got some rapturous blows on her, as well as an Inferno pistol. Very nice. Morvenval, who is the Warlord and does have her Warlord trait, so full rerolls on the charge with her. A big unit of Battle Sisters with a set of 4 Artificer crafted Stormbolters. That's a 20-woman unit, followed up by 2 5-woman Sister squads. That's to unlock space for 3 Sister Novitiate squads, because we have to have 1 standard Battle Sister squad in every detachment in order to unlock the space for a single Novitiate team. Moving on, we have an Elite slot, 1 Repentia Superior, 2 units of 5 Sisters Repentia, and that moves us to the 2nd Battalion. That one bringing a Missionary with Refrain of Blazing Piety, as well as a Palatine with Word of the Emperor, so the fight last punches through Invulnerable Saves Aura, if we elect to spend some Miracle Dice on it to trigger that miraculous ability. And that is 3 additional units of 5 Battle Sisters to unlock, you guessed it, chat, 3 more units of 10 Sisters Novitiates. So the full 60 Novitiate Sisters, alongside, what is this going to be, 15, 25, 45 standard Battle Sisters, and we're not done yet. Believe you me, there is more infantry in this list, because we would be remiss if we didn't take the full 3 units of Sisters Repentia. So there's another 5 Sisters Repentia in this attachment, with a Dogmata, with Catechism of Repugnance, so she's going to be able to do a little bit of damage, potentially, there. Alongside a triplicate of Zephyrim squad. So that's 3 units of 5 Zephyrim in the fast attack slot. So, as is to be expected, over on Salad's side of the table, he has Windmill Slammed a no prisoners pick in this list. Looks like players are rolling to go first. 6 for Adepta Sororitas. That's a big deal here, if they're able to take the center objective early. And also a 6 for Salad. All right. The Invitational begins with a spicy roll-off. Now a 2 for Adepta Sororitas, and looking like a 5 for Heretic Astartes. So despite that strong start on the first turn roll-up there, it is going to be Heretic Astartes getting that first turn. And here we go. We're off to the races. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. So yeah, Windmill Slamming in that no prisoners pick over here is Salad, I think, as is to be expected. Anytime you can get a good score off of no prisoners, you just take it. It's so brainless. It does sort of require your opponent's army to be of a certain configuration, but if it is, you basically just get points for playing regular 40k, which obviously feels pretty good. Not a single Meltagun in the Sisters list? Profaniti? Yeah, absolutely. Very strange. We did have a couple. There's a couple Inferno pistols, I think, but that is as close as we get to an actual Meltagun. We are just going to be hitting people with endless attacks Yeah, of regular bolt guns, as well as the Sisters and Novitiates attacks. The Sisters and Novitiates do, not necessarily against Heretic Astartes. I think they're going to struggle a little bit. But their melee profile is not too bad for an 8-point troop infantry unit. They have, with all of their buffs enacted, they're up to 4 attacks at Strength 4 AP1. The AP1 is certainly not going to matter in this situation because we are up against Heretic Astartes, and they are going to Armor of Contempt that away. But it's a lot of attacks, and so you may be able to drown them with weight of dice, especially since your units are objective secure, so you're going to be running them onto center objectives anyway. And they're, like I said again, 8 points per model. So you're okay with losing tons of them before they actually get too much damage through. We have Raise the Banners High over here as well for a slightly disappointing Salad. So he's going to be able to drop 2 banners down. This is a little bit of a spicy pick, but hopefully he can play defensively with his Legionaries on the back of these objectives in order to confer objective secured to that objective, because as you probably know, objective secured does only count whether or not you have objective secured models on the objective, not how many models that you have there. Meaning that as long as both players have a single OBSEC model, they're just going to go down to raw model count on the objective, which means that you'd have to outnumber the Chaos Space Marines on their home objective, which is a little tough. That said, with the massive objective secured we have on the sister side of the table, if they're ever able to get into those Legionary squads and kill them, things get very awkward very quickly for the Heretic Astartes. Now, we should mention as well, we do have 1 unit of 5 Zephyrim in reserve for SkewLord. So he does have a little bit of backline presence here, and I think we are going to have to see a bit of an aggressive screen out, probably from these Chaos Bond and potentially the Legionaries in the back, in order to stop those Zephyrim coming in and maybe doing some damage to the character. So the downside is that the Zephyrim will end up just trading probably for a unit they hit, because the Heretic Astartes do get to fight on death. So target rich and buying gonna be hit the kill bot limit easily. Absolutely, for sure. All right, chat. I'm going to send it back to the players' mics here as we go through their first movement phase.
I thank you for your consideration, but no. We're going to have the Corn Squad as the banner. Or I think, is this the Corn Squad? I don't know, whatever squad.
It's a squad.
It's the Corn Squad.
Chaos Spawn might be like screening me.
Of course, yes. The Mark of Khorne Legionary Squad would be the one dropping the banners down. As we know, Khorne is known for his favor of super sneaky shadow operations. He's certainly not boisterous and bombastic enough to just leave those victory points by the wayside. Who cares?
There's all the secret plan in there. All of me picking up your unit when you're not looking.
Oh, I should finish.
How are we feeling about this game, chat?
First, that would be cheating.
Let's take a look at our prediction here.
Cheating.
Yeah.
2 minutes left in the prediction for those who want to get in there. Creations of Bile, 56% to 44.
Yeah.
That is a remarkably close race. If anybody else wants to jump in on that prediction, get on in there right now.
Look at this person hiding in his room.
This sister's also wigging me out, chat.
Exposing himself to the bolt of fire of the Adepta Sororitas.
Look at this human being and how terrible the person is.
I'm going to interfere with the game state slightly.
You'd almost think you were scared of something. I'll try to stream open. I need to shut that down. Have an actual reasonable ping.
That squad will do banner. Well, move up and look scary. Is this the squad of the demon? Oh, that's the change.
Moving up and looking scary does seem like it's going to be the main objective of both of these armies, I think. Covert ops for the stealth throne, indeed, chat. We do have this Lord Discordant here. If you are familiar with the previous incarnation of the Lord Discordant on his big, scary Chaos Spider, the Hellstalker, the previous version would be in a little bit of danger. Obviously not necessarily against this style of Adepta Sororitas list, because it is not very range-focused, but the Lord Discordant actually got dropped in wounds characteristic down to 9 from 12, which means that while being easier to kill, that doesn't matter so much for Creations of Bile, since it's going to be able to fight on death anyway. So whether or not it survives the first round of combat is usually kind of immaterial. But on top of that, it means it's suddenly lookout surd. So being able to sneak behind the front Terminator in the unit here, it is going to... Look at this base overlap here. Let's see if Salad picks it up. No, we're just going to measure some guns. All right, well... We'll fix that eventually. That Terminator could scoot back at quarter inch. It wouldn't matter. It does mean that the Lord Discordant is actually unshootable currently, which is a huge buff for that style of unit, for a unit that wants to be so aggressive and to be able to deploy out in the open and not have to worry about moving around walls. Certainly helps a lot, especially with the loss of the ability to warp time and then charge from the Chaos-based reinfection.
There's 5. Anything that's not coloured here is the 20.
Okay, and then we'll have the 2 people shoot the 20 then. So let's start with the people shooting the 20 with the cannon. I forgot what they're called. The autocannons?
Reapers.
Reapers out.
So it looks like we're just going to be planting some pawn shots from the Chaos Terminators over into the big Battle Sister unit. This is most likely going to be... Although it was 6 conversions for wound rolls, that was pretty good. It's most likely going to be a lot of just firing pea shooters at each other right now. There are a lot of attacks here that are about to be Armor of Contempted firing into cover, so exactly 2 sisters die there from the first shot. How exciting.
And so here's the plasma shots into that front 5-man.
Yep.
Oh, I get to roll this one. They both missed. I don't kill myself, importantly. And 4 bolters. Okay, I hit you 4 times because of the 6. The rapid fire procs turn 1. Wounded twice.
2 ups. I do have 2 in cover, so I can't do this.
Yeah.
Does blink down a sister. A little bit of sad saves there from SkewLord, but I don't think we're that upset about losing a couple of additional Battle Sisters. That was all the attacking for the first turn. So very conservative first turn from Heretic Astartes. There's definitely an impetus here to just push the Terminator brick as far forward as we can, but being able to peel off a couple Battle Sisters in the early game here is going to be very valuable, especially since there's, importantly, no Hospitaller in this Sororitas army, meaning that we don't have the opportunity to regenerate any of these models. Once they die in real life, which is pretty sad for them.
Gonna pass the clock to me.
That's important.
The other I would like to awkward part here is that if these Chaos Terminators push too far forward and overextend, there is a potential that they get taken out. The Zephyrim and Sisters Repentia both are extremely dangerous, even through the defensive effects that we can stack onto that Terminator unit.
So we're going to move the sisters.
So some careful positioning here, using the Battle Sister, the 5-woman Battle Sister units to protect for any charges on the Sisters Repentia. Creations of Bile Core Infantry do have access to an advance and charge stratagem, so we could potentially be, and I think we are, setting up to eat these Chosen into the depth of this ruin here. But what we set up here is, it looks like we're going to have to force a situation where the Chosen are going to have to push across the wall. It is important to note we are using extended engagement range for obscuring terrain. But I think we've set up in such a position where the Chosen will actually have to fit their bases on this side of the wall, which is certainly doable. Unlike the previous version of the mechanic, it's no longer legal to, or it's no longer possible to entirely screen out your opponent from charging into you. You're just going to have to force them to make a longer charge range.
Some Repentia. No, I'll keep them at the back. I'll advance this squad, though. Well, they get to where they need to go.
You did it.
Did it? I rolled 6.
Oh.
No, just rolling 6 games.
Decide, would I ever be available for mentoring? Yeah, so I do mentoring sort of on a case-per-case basis. I used to offer it as a Patreon tier. But if you want to send me a PM either on Discord or on Patreon, either one of those, we can talk about it for sure. Because I mostly play Tyranids, I'm definitely the most experienced there, but I can talk about most factions pretty well.
Yeah, knife adults, you can roll loads of dice as well. Alright, we're gonna... We put a 24-inch bubble off of that Terminator.
So just gonna try to stay out of the Terminator charge range here. Is Lord Solar. Do you have to keep in mind that those Terminators are move 6, unlike regular Terminators. They are creations of bile, get +1 movement, +1 strength, and then have the ability to potentially advance and charge. So just going to try to keep our more dangerous units out of the center.
And more stuff.
And I think this is probably a little uncharacteristically defensive from both of these players. I think the players' comments before the game certainly made it sound like we were going to have a bit of a scrum in the middle, which I'm sure will happen later game. Oh, here we go. We got some Battle Sisters moving up exploratively, I guess. But we are playing super cagey. Morven Vol does present a little bit of a pressure on the Chaos Space Marine side, although her AP is not really high enough to punch through Chaos Terminators, especially in light cover. They're going to be saving on 2s even against their missile launchers, which isn't really good enough. That said, I believe we can use the Artificer Stormbolter stratagem on the big Sisters brick, and that can potentially punch some mortal wounds down onto the Terminator unit. And without the defense of a Master of Possession, which is interesting that Salad's list is not bringing one, there's not really too many defensive mechanics we can use in these Chaos Terminators. That Master of Possession could come out with, potentially a Delightful Agonies, being if it was Mark of Slanesh, or you could just Pact of Flesh to regenerate some models after they get killed by these mortal wounds. Not seen so many scary-looking models before? Absolutely, chat. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty frightening game for sure.
What would do doing that? The Terminators?
No, Chosen.
What would you need? So that's like, where's the Chosen? Where are the Chosen?
Right, or I don't know, any core unit. Any core unit. So it'd be 7, so...
Need 14 on 3d6.
13, but yeah, 13 on 3d6.
You're gonna do the mission one with them.
Sure.
I feel like I can just do it on that objective whenever I choose.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna start shooting bolt guns at you. So we're gonna burn the CP there and use pistol bolts. So we're gonna unload into your Hermes.
Yes.
Yeah, so here comes the Blessed Bolt activation. Trying to convert our attacks into automatic mortal wounds. Maximum of 6, I believe,
have
from
to
the
slow
start,
roll this.
which will clip to Chaos Terminators.
Alright, I'll do 4 to start with.
Why do you have to slow roll this?
Because I re-roll stuff differently depending on if I've hit 3 6s or not.
Oh.
Once I've hit the 3 6s, I stop re-rolling successes. So, like, I don't roll any 6s there, so I just re-roll everything. Get a 6. I'll just slow roll these now. Misses, re-roll. Well, hits, re-rolls, misses. That's how you play the game. You re-roll hits and misses. Misses, re-rolls, X. Misses, re-rolls.
6 times.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing, what Lord Solar's pointing to here, is that because Marvin Ball gives him the opportunity to reroll any dice he chooses, not just failed attacks, and the stratagem to deal mortal wounds on hit rolls of 6 caps at 6 mortal wounds, there's no reason to fish for additional 6s after your first 3 6s you've rolled. So he's going to roll out the attack sequence slowly, and then reroll any miss past the first 3 6s. Definitely the most efficient way to do it, although not from a time standpoint. We are just drop banners down in the center of the table. Good stuff.
Regular. mortars, which are going to do so much damage to you.
There's the mortals, right?
No, they don't do mortals. It's only storm
Ah.
mortals. And I am still going to reroll everything that's not 6.
These
So
auto-
those auto wound.
Okay.
And we
These
are
ones
auto
on
wounding on
5s.
6s from the litany.
And they reroll wounds.
So no need to roll the wound roll there, although they're still just going to be
I don't know how many you're.
punching at that AP 0.
So,
Ooh.
So I lose
Oh!
2
So you
guys
take-
and pretty damage.
That is a sad saving throw there. 8
you
dice,
lose
3
one.
ones, so it kills the Terminator in a half from that alone. Then the mortal wounds will pile in and kill an additional 2 Terminators, leaving 1 on 1 wound.
No, 9.
Ouch!
6 or 7, 'cause I-
Ouchie daisies.
Oh, the first one.
It's a lot of damage getting put out from that Stormbolter unit. Kind of cool to see, for sure.
Great start. I'll do the 4 battle systems just moved up into them, so they get shots. Do they get rerolls from Morven? No.
Well, they don't.
5s, take a wound.
If it bleeds, we can kill it, chat.
They're fine.
I shoot a 1 bolt gun from my Novitiate Superior into you. This is such a waste of like my clock. And then Morven's gonna shoot you. I just realised that she like has guns.
Yeah, we were discussing this game, I think, previously on stream chat, and we were discussing a little bit that one of Lord Solar's weaknesses as a player, which I'm sure he's been working on more recently, has been his clock management. Part of it is the types of lists that he tend to play, which tend to be relatively clock intensive, as we can see by the hundreds of Battle Sisters sitting in his deployment zone still. But
Take 1.
it is something that we'll have to keep in mind for sure. Although on the flip side, it may end up being a similar story for both players. On the flip side, slightly disappointing Salad is actually not typically a Heretic Astartes player. I think he moved into Heretic Astartes specifically for the Invitational to try to use the X factor of that new codex, that new codex smell coming out here and throwing people off their game. He's normally an Iron Hands player, which I think he might actually have preferred to play into this style of a Sororitas army, where he can just hammer down range with a big Relic Contemptor. But we play the hand that we're dealt, I think.
Goes off. Movement. Right.
Right, now I'm going to edit my server profile again.
What do you mean edit your server profile?
Do my nickname in the Discord server. Like every time, like this is the third time I've changed it so far.
Yeah, so if you are in the Discord server, you may have noticed that if you've seen Lord Solar talking recently, he has changed his his nickname to fit exactly what's happening with this game specifically over the last few weeks.
Oh no, you're Overwatch
And I also winged on hits.
Oh no, I have a 2+ armor save.
But you'll just roll once.
So we're just gonna, it looks like just yeet this Lord Discordant
Can I bless the bolts on Overwatch?
up the table.
Can I? I'm looking at that now. I think I can. But I'm 99% sure it's shooting phase. No, because it guard specifies an Overwatch. This wouldn't be. Oh, that's sad. Oh, my Wikipedia changed to Comic Sans for one terrifying moment.
That's like top 10 horror moments in like any game.
That is certainly one of my deepest fears, chat, is Wikipedia changing its font to Comic Sans permanently.
We're only beating the real one kill at the moment. That's actually quite funny.
Yeah. Not having the Dark Apustal makes me like so sad. And being stupid.
Capucil is not necessary.
He's a Pustal because he's poop. Haha, see? Funny.
Here. Capucil.
So one thing that we're trying to set up here on Lord Solar's side of the table is that I believe that he understands that he has very little chance of dealing with Salad's army if he just fights him in a big big brawl in the center. So what we're trying to do is create kind of a little bit of an envelopment here. We're giving Salad a very juicy target to deal with, which is this Morphin Ball plus the Battle Sister brick in the middle, which is dealing appreciable damage to the Terminators. I think we killed 3 with that initial shot. Yeah, there's 7 left, which is a pretty hefty hit. I think we do need to fix this Terminator positioning here.
It's more that I don't care about Vault.
I'm not sure that this coherency is a little funky. See if we can get that fixed momentarily.
Let's go on to image flip.
Can we fix coherency over here, by the way?
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a champion. Just kidding. They're fine. I thought he was a different model.
He's facing the wrong way. Can we fix that?
No.
All right. I apologize, chat. Totally missed that this Terminator champion is in the unit. I thought he was a character. But the Apostle's in the back here. The character's hiding behind. So essentially, the amount of damage that Salad is receiving right now is eventually going to kill him. If he just stands there and trades shots with a bunch of Battle Sisters with Armor Contempt and cover, and they just continue to pile 6 mortal wounds onto him every shooting phase, he will eventually lose that fight, which is not where you want to be as a Chaos Space Marine player. You certainly don't want to be in this situation where you lose the shooting battle, because Chaos Space Marines, while their shooting's okay, it's certainly not great. So Salad has to get in here and leverage his melee threat. The downside is that he doesn't have great threats on the units that are inside the buildings. Not the least because Lord Solar just has so many models that he can physically body block out his actual damage dealers, those being his Zephyrim and Repentia units. So what Solar's creating is the situation where he can trade away almost infinite regular Battle Sisters for board presence. We have good body blocking in the center of the table here, and there's very little way that the Chaos Space Marines are going to be able to profitably get to these heavy hitting squads that are hiding behind them, which means that Salad has to push the middle of the table in order to deal with Solar's shooting, and that's just going to give Solar an easy way to engage with all of his little trading units in here. Now, as we did mention, those trading units are going to trade their lives away because the creations of Bile will still fight on death, so anything that goes into them will basically just mutually annihilate. But hopefully for Lord Solar, if he continues to make those one-for-one trades, he'll eventually win simply because he has more units than his opponent. So it looks like what we're going to be doing here is just pushing. We're just pushing everything forward. We're just like holding W down, basically, on Salad side of the table. Warp Talon's moving up into the center, looking for a charge onto the Battle Sisters. If we can clip out the Battle Sisters, that removes a lot of the incidental screening that Lord Solar has. But again, those Battle Sisters are only really there to hold objectives. They don't actually contribute to the game beyond that. The other piece of pressure here that's forcing Salad forward is the fact that he went first. That typically puts you in an aggressive seat if you're going first, because the second player has W's for win. Yeah, chat. W is for Warp Talons. Let's go. Because the second player has bottom round 5 scoring, and an army like this, like Adepta Sororitas, it's relatively maneuverable with being able to auto 6 advances in the final turn, has super easy chances to grab a 12-point primary. Which means if both of these players just sit here, Adepta Sororitas already have a little bit of a leg up in terms of their secondary objectives, because their secondaries tend to score very passively super easily. So. And on top of that, if they just hold out on 2 objectives each a turn and trade for the middle, eventually Adepta Sororitas will win on bottom round 5. So the Heretic Astartes have to move forward here, but the problem is that they have to move forward into sort of the waiting jaws of death. The question mark is whether those waiting jaws of death have teeth sharp enough to actually punch through Chaos Space Marine armor. And that question certainly remains to be answered. So we'll find out after these messages, I guess, chat. This is a core and Space Marines dream fight of what? Absolutely, chat. Absolutely. We We should have had a vote here to let Abaddon's Spoiler turn into Karn the Betrayer, and we just play that dude instead. It's like, it's okay. You can take some Berserkers instead to make up the points difference, because you lose like 150 points. But it's fine. Just play that.
He's just standing there. Menacingly.
15 hits. They don't
I
know
love
what's going to
Chosen.
pressure.
It's fun.
Super sad. Oh no. Clock
Actually,
super screwed next turn. Because you're going to have stuff in auto pistol range.
Ooh.
Which means I'll just spend like 20 minutes rolling auto pistols into you and...
It's a little dangerous there. Firing infinite pistol weapons into models with largely a 2+ armor save. As much as I'm sure Lord Solar would be remiss to leave any potential inefficiency on the table, he might have to couch his attacks a little bit this coming turn.
An elf after all. You just don't see the health here behind the helmets.
So that's a super short charge.
It's okay, chat. Karn will just
Alright.
he'll just push one flank super hard and then just roll it by himself. Just don't leave any models near him to hit with his own axe.
I think so too.
I'd rather you not be gone.
Ah, we have live memes
Time
being
for
posted.
gun.
Perfect.
These Chosen are gonna go shoot the
Let's.
Red Sister Squad.
Should we have like a meme
Take
roll
4
here, chat?
pistol shots into the face. Or
There we go.
bolt shots in the face.
I hope that shows up.
Incredible.
I think if I move my camera, that's gonna go away.
Two ones though.
2 ups because I'm in cover.
Yeah, alright.
Happy days.
Okay. How much damage do you think I'm gonna do to a Sister Squad? If I get into melee with this guy. I'll wait on this layer though. Abaddon is gonna shoot the close red battle sisters.
Go for it.
Maybe I just throw this one in there. No, I want to wait because I might kill some of the shits. He hits them all. Who wins twice? Thrice, sorry.
I'll use one of my frees to pass the first save on the one in cover. And I fail one on the one in cover. And I fail one on the one out of cover.
Nice.
That's a miracle dice used.
The Terminator Squad here
There we go, chat.
is gonna put all the combi bolters into those guys.
We'll
And the
we'll
combi
update
meltas
live
so
as
you
the
both
memes
go
get
wild.
posted here, chat.
We're gonna put the Reaper autocannons into this blue squad. And we'll shoot just the plasmas into that squad, not overcharged. Yeah. Alright.
Lord Solar's
So
memeing on the
that's
fly here,
Sisters
chat.
unit?
We can't
Here's the-
criticize him
oh,
too
no.
badly,
Yeah,
right?
here's the two.
He's got a meme on his
Alphas.
clock, okay?
They should both be right.
This is a quality meme,
Yeah.
though. I wholeheartedly
I know
approve.
it's not like they're just Terminators, they all look the same.
Yeah. You can hover
They're
on
front,
them.
cool.
Roll this. Hit you twice. Wound you twice.
6 ups.
Bye bye. Bye bye red.
Dead.
But then we have the two plasmas into the novitiates. Not overcharge. Oh, jeez. Will suck. One wound into them.
-3.
So trying to pick off as many infantry as we
five
can
up in
without
cover.
shooting here. This is gonna
Yeah.
be. I think we talked about it before. This is gonna be largely ineffective shooting, chat. I think both players have so much damage that they need to deal to their opponent that you probably you can't in good conscience leave that shooting damage on the table. And especially for this Terminator brick, because it is a single unit, but it is a lot of individual weapon profiles you have to take care of. But it is going to be a lot of rolling against 2+ saves, just by virtue of the matchup.
And we just got the Bell Flamer, who will shoot at that same squad.
Could you do the games in VR? Technically, it is possible, chat. Tabletop Simulator does support VR, but I don't believe that the 40K mods interface very well with virtual reality. I think that the controls I think are I haven't tried it myself, but what has been reported to me is that the controls are very difficult to make work in virtual reality.
All right, 1 mortal, 3 saves.
So it does look like a little bit of danger here. Looks like we do have some open spaces in the back line of Salad's deployment zone. Yeah, so I think there are some spaces for Zephyrim to pop in. I wonder how much he's worried about the Zephyrim, although I would be worried for sure. If you lose a Legionary squad early, those Legionaries are kind of solid gold in this matchup because you are fighting against such mass objective secured, where if you lose all of your own objective secured, you end up starting to lose fights over objectives very quickly. So we have 2 Legionary squads in Objective 1, and 1 over here on the top objective. And if we lose one of them to Zephyrim, and Lord Solar can clip out this one with an aggressive charge this coming turn, he could potentially knock down one of Salad's objectives just by overwhelming the Chosen that are there. And while he will lose models, he has plenty of models to lose. Ooh, here comes the Lord Discordant.
Good boy.
Exactly makes the charge there.
Minor into that sister squad.
Minor, yes. Look, minor.
We'll charge only teal with the warp talents.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, that's fine. Why can't you be like my other opponents and just fail charges?
That'd be weird. Alright, no one who really care about fighting first or interrupting, so we'll just start with SkewLord. Okay. SkewLord, where does he want to move to? Is the important question. Yeah, Zephyr. Look at this way. Oh, wait, this way. We'll just become equidistant. Equidistant between those two. Alright, we'll start with the Impaler Chainglaive.
So a big benefit of the weird composition of the Lord Discordant is that it does have this oval base, which means it has a lot of optionality on where it goes with its combat movements. So why Salad is posting his model equidistant from these 2 models here is that he can actually choose which way he piles in. And the pile-in could allow him to swing his base. Obviously, no part of the base can move more than 3 inches, but it does, especially if he toes into the obscuring terrain here, he could potentially swing the back of his base around and engage a lot of these units and hold them in place for a while, if he elects to do so.
I don't know how that got there.
That could potentially alleviate some of the aggression on his home objectives that we were just talking about. That could potentially knock out his objective secured.
Reroll this into a 1. Ah, boo.
That'd be sad. We on 2s.
So it looks like a significant underswing here in the Lord Discordant. Unfortunate.
4 mortals, 4 saves. AP.
Still doing mortal wounds on top, though, which against 1 wound infantry is going to be a big deal. Basically doubles the effectiveness of his weapon. He'll almost kill
saves.
Better than killing 2 models per attack. Yeah,
so I lose 2 and then there's 4 mortals.
So clip 6 Battle Sisters out with that swing.
Oh, such a bad roll. Alright, and then the little feats. Oh, what the heck? Gonna reroll this. So he saves?
Any AP on these?
2.
AP 2, so 4 ups.
4 up.
2 more.
D6 extra attacks. Fine. Missing 3 of those attacks made me so sad.
Be very happy.
Okay, no, we're not done yet. We're gonna reroll this. 5.
Why are you rerolling 6s? Oh, to get the 6s, yeah.
Right, so 2 mortals and 3 saves.
We're gonna miracle free one of those saves, because these are AP nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna...
So spending miracle dice on SkewLord's side in order to trigger Leap of Faith victory points on his opponent's turn, which does give you a bonus over triggering them on your own turn.
Those are tickle fingers. Alright. I'm going to base you.
Surprisingly, I'm not going to interrupt.
Yeah. The Orc Talons. Let's...
So you get the Talons in here, but it looks like only into a single sister squad. I think I would hope to get the Talons into 2. This feels like it's certainly going to be a trade down for them. Although, to be fair, if they get hit by a Novitiate squad or their sisters or Bencha, they will, even if they die, they will just kill that unit in response. So I'm pretty sure that Salad is okay with just the utter aggression here on his as he moves into his opponent's side of the table.
2 more.
Because he is basically guaranteed to double value unless those units can get shot to death, which in this position looks unlikely. Especially since the only shooting boat on the Sororitas side of the table has been engaged.
Good like that. Alright. Nice flops.
Yeah, we can spike here, we can spike here.
It's opposite of
Very much... Well, we spiked wrong way.
Ah, a new meme has been posted.
Right, now I'm going to fight on death. Woo, no, JK, I don't get that.
Alright,
To consolidate into this beautiful terrain feature featuring Repentia.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go touch you.
Come on. Just try. Touch me.
So I guess this would be a 1. Touch the elemental. We can't touch red, but we could.
That's an okay meme. I don't know, chat. It seems a sister with a Volgun is easy to parry. I would call that maybe an A- meme. Not quite as good as the first one, but it's okay.
Eat bolt gun! Eat bolt gun!
Thank you, chat.
There you go. We'll go like that. So actually, hold up. That's a bad idea.
Movement.
You can't consolidate more than 6 inches, right?
I can't get onto that objective in your turn. I can get onto it in my turn, but not in your turn.
I'm fine with that. But let's just want to
It's
body
a
block.
sticky objective.
But I'm not going to touch you, and then we're just going to body block.
Womp womp.
So this guy, again, probably over here. Not touch you.
So clipped out a 5-woman sister unit with the Warp Talons, and now we're going to be basically trying to abuse the extended engagement range rule to essentially force our engagement range situationally into to be 2 inches in this direction, which means that these Battle Sisters do not have the opportunity to push directly to the
My spirit, yeah.
Chaos Space Marine objective. Thank you, chat.
Right, so I've got 2 attacks each,
And
so
they'll have to push around a little bit. Although, to be fair, I think that Lord Solar's fine with just pushing towards the center objective. Because there's no objective secured here, he can actually just take that and prevent a
annoyingly, the
prevent a 12-point swing from the Chaos Space Marines without even having to engage anything.
Pause.
That is the downside oftentimes with Chaos Space Marines is their lack of objective secured. While Legionaries are really strong, you don't take them in large numbers because they are relatively expensive. Which means and their forward presence is always these elite units that don't have access to OBSEC, which makes things a little tougher to hold in the middle.
Oh, what the heck?
Ooh.
These rolls have been real bad so far.
And we just
That actually takes him to the point where I just kill him in shooting.
we just spike that Lord Discordant for 4 damage in melee. That's what you get for mixing with Bloody Rose Battle Sisters there, chat. 4 1s on the saving throw. Oh my god.
It does indeed.
Ones and twos because they're solidly below half strength. So I lose 1 and then 2 more. What a surprise! It leaves the like 5 models I actually care about in the unit.
And it looks like a couple more running away.
Solid.
Space
And
Marines, love to see
then
that.
everything else just died.
Okay.
Well,
So I score.
that was a pretty effective turn. Somehow from Lord Solar, despite the fact that it was Salad's turn. The Heretic Astartes moved to the center of the table, did a little bit of damage, didn't quite clear out the big shooting Sisters brick, and somehow took 4 damage from their melee attacks. They did lose a 5-woman Sisters unit over here, and they're going to have to deal with the Warp Talon somehow. But I think as Lord Solar was discussing there,
It's actually not bad.
he may be able to knock out the Lord Discordant with his shooting attacks. And if he does that, he's not risking a fight on death, which could potentially clip out another unit.
Which means I don't need the +1 attack there. I'll give the +1 attack to that same squad as Zephyrim, the Dog Martyr,
Okay.
which doesn't go off. Are you within 12 there? Nope. Move
Well,
to
the
see
right
you, and
side.
then I can do mortals if I need to. That works. We've got more than rerolls there. We've got this there.
Yep.
Am I using any miraculous abilities? Not yet. Oh, and these Repentia will get advanced and charge. Sure, why not?
Sure.
Okay, so I need to put some obsec on there to stop you, so I'm going to advance the Yellow Sisters. I need. So I'm not willing to take the risk of rolling a 1, so I'll use a 2.
Sure.
So Miracle Dicing
And
an
thankfully
advance
your
onto the
Discord
center
isn't there
objective,
anymore,
so
I
that will
don't have
clip
to worry
it
about getting heroic.
away from
Yeah.
the
Spring back
Heretic
into cover
Astartes.
just in case. Like,
Losing 4,
I'm
I thought
giving
I was
out
gonna take
damage.
like 1 damage most, but like losing 4 is just so bad.
losing 4 is really bad because it actually lets me shoot him and not die to him in combat.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it lets you shoot him to death, which like probably.
Because I've got an Inferno pistol.
Yeah.
An invul.
5 up. So like the invul won't matter. Or do you
Alright,
have
I need to move out some. Not anymore. That's back in 8th. We're going to move up there and absorb Overwatch.
Okay.
Gonna jump up. Should move up a bit more. Sneak around the side as well. And then we're going to get a bit further in. We're going to hide the Palatine in there. Because I get all the rerolls I need for Morven. These are going to fall back. And then I'm just going to check whether I need... How many CP do I have?
3, 4.
4. Actually quite nice. So I could spend 2 to Blessed Bolts and fall back. And... that just kills it anyway. When do I have to spend that CP? First, right, Repentia are going to get an unfailable charge into Warp Talons. Warpus Talon. Oh, I actually need those 2 CP to fight on death there in case you interrupt. The Superior will kind of...
So threatening multiple fights on death against each other? Although I doubt that with the threat of a fight on death from the Repentia here, that these Warp Talons would bother with an interrupt, because either way, how it would work out was that the 2 units will fight each other and one of them will die. And they could both save 2 CP and just have that happen, essentially.
This guy is gonna
I do appreciate that SkewLord is not taking this direct fight as you would kind of expect in this matchup. And that's a lot of times I think how you have to deal with Heretic Astartes is their forward bricks are so strong. These big Chaos Terminator bricks, especially with Illusory Supplication. But today, I think Salad is just trying to give his opponent a little bit of a leg up and not take that one, as you do. But they're very difficult to engage into, which means you do have to play sort of a cagier, more objective-focused game, and that's absolutely what Lord Solar's doing. And it is fortunate for him as well that is a strength of Adepta Sororitas in the Nephilim format, too. Their secondary objectives are extremely powerful and relatively passive as well. So we are seeing him sort of envelop around the sides of the table. He is going to start trading for these forward Chaos Space Marine units, and I almost wonder if we see a Zephyrim charge, not into the Chosen or the Chaos Terminators here, but actually into this Legionnaire squad back here. Not only do the Legionnaires have the lowest probability of trading for the Zephyrim, although they do have a lot of attacks apiece, they are only AP1 chainswords. They're also objective secured, and like we said, removing the objective secured from the Heretic Astartes army is going to be a huge deal, since it gives so much more objective control to the Adepta Sororitas. I also like this positioning here that Redwards has on his, or that Lord Solar has on his Battle Sisters in the front. He's making it very difficult to get units into to contest this objective. Instead, we're going to have to force charges, which means those models are not going to be hitting the Sisters Novitiates behind them, which means there's not really a chance that Salad gets enough models on that objective to actually contest it.
Okay.
Sona 2.
Nice.
CP reroll. Use the 3 on the miracle dice to make that just wound.
Okay, save and throw. Command point.
Ooh, forcing you to use CP.
Do I get it back? I do. Saves it. He's good. Being chilling. Ooh.
Dear.
Ooh, rolled a 5.
We need to do 2 wounds to him. Orvan is going to shoot him.
Yeah. Nice.
Gets a hit. Wound though.
Fails. Can't command point it, so.
It's my miracle dice for the turn.
Yeah, he explodes. He does.
But that would be a fun explosion.
Yes.
Oh.
I think he explodes, right? Does he?
I don't
I think he
believe
used
that
to.
these
Maybe he
guys
doesn't
blow
know.
up.
He doesn't, that's actually really good.
Nope,
Huh.
he does not.
I'm not seeing an explosion here in this data sheet, chat.
Like hyper weird.
There you go. So
I can breathe
the
now.
Lord
Like
Disco
5 things
does
in a row.
go down after several CP being spent. But that's a big weight off SkewLord's shoulders there. He no longer has to worry about this huge threat that he has to potentially be fighting on death in his deployment zone. Now he just has to deal with the Chaos Space Marine units that are in front of him and move on from there, and hope he eventually can win this trading game with overwhelming weight of attacks.
6 was great. Oh no, I am. Excellent. Freeze. 4 for the grenade, 5 for the bolters. 2 bolter wounds.
Saves it.
They advanced. They fell back. We're going to shoot a bolt gun from the Novitiate Superior into you.
Sure. Where?
Go get her, Novitiate Superior.
Hits. Wounds.
Alright.
Nearly. Sisters into warp talons. Carefully watch my clock. I don't have rerolls over here. And 4s this time. 3 wounds on the warp talons, and you are in cover.
Yep, we'll take it in cover. Good job.
I'll do these novitiates.
You should all.
Can't. I'll have 7 stubby pistols, 1 crack grenade, and 1 bolt gun. Hitting on freeze. Hitting on a wide variety of numbers. Freeze. Nope. And that's those 4s also fail.
Okay, so we'll
Red
do the
to
2.
81.
So we'll do the 2-1
You get
damage.
to choose the order.
First. 2-1 damage first,
I want to do 1 damage, D3
and
damage.
then the grenade. They're all
Do
bad.
fine. Alright, I've shot Morven, I've shot the Canoness, I've shot the random shaft. Right, I have 1 more novitiate bolt gun into Sororitas.
Sure.
That misses. Right, charges. We're going to do basic battle systems into Terminators.
In my opinion, it's worth an Overwatch. Out overcharging plasma,
Do
will
it.
shoot everything.
Do not overcharging your plasma.
So firing
Not
the
overcharging.
or charging the battle sisters first into the Terminators,
Here's the
so that the
Gatling-
Zephyrim don't get chewed up by the rerolls on Overwatch.
or the Reaper, whatever it is.
That is a
Yeah,
reason
'cause
that the
the reroll
sisters
hits.
are hugging
Ooh,
the
I'm
cover
glad
here.
those guys are all
They have
built up from sisters rather than
a lot of 2+ armor of contempted saves they can take.
they're all in cover.
Kill 2.
Just 2.
All the plasma.
I do wonder if we're just looking to try to eke as much efficiency out of these attacks on Salad Side as we possibly can.
2 hits.
With the hope that eventually we could shoot through this endless tide of Adepta Sororitas running headlong across the table.
It'll be on 4 pluses.
Which will be on, I don't even know at this point. Yeah, 4s.
Nice.
Well, at least another 2.
Okay, and then 2 meltas.
Oh.
Ow.
Does this just clip 5 sisters right here?
Aren't you playing?
The 6 is exploding. Yeah, I think we do. Well,
See, aren't you glad he...
good thing those sisters took the Overwatch, because those poor Zephyrim would not have stood a chance against that. Thank you, Abaddon, for your rerolls. Thank you, sir.
Oh, and I get a miracle dice because I killed something in shooting phase. So, serves me right for forgetting it. 6 is enough.
Sisters of Battle without an Exorcist? Yeah, you
How do we wanna do
don't
this?
see
So
too
if
many
I
Exorcists
go, like,
anymore in
really far that way,
Sororitas armies. It's a
if
little
3 of
bit.
them can hit
It's a
me
little
with
rare now, nowadays.
I do get tickets all day.
I know you get the pile in, but like if I go get like 4 or 5, it's probably irrelevant. But if 1 lives, it's quite funny and nice.
So Zephyrim looks like are going into the Chaos Terminators, not the Marines on the objective.
I need to stay out.
It is a big tempo play if we do end up clipping these Chaos Terminators. And one of the counter plays that we have for these Fight on Death sub-factions that are, and abilities that are popping up pretty often, is this kind of refused flank charge, where you engage as few possible models as you possibly can, because that means if the wounds get allocated to the models on the opposite side of the unit, each model that dies as a result of their attacks will have to pile in and get engagement range in order to target the Zephyrim with their attacks, which means that you probably limit the actual models who can fight on death to these models and potentially the champion. You probably don't want to pull the champion too early, and you don't want to pull these models too early because that actually frees the Zephyrim, and if you don't end this fight in engagement range, this unit can't attack during their normal attack step. So that leaves you with only a couple models you can assign damage to actually be able to fight effectively.
Actually, you can't because you have to go through the... Oh no, because they're going to be dead next turn. I mean, I'll try charging it with Reventure.
So you also charge both units because the game works.
Anyway, kill. Do I have other random chaff I can throw in there? No, goodbye, Reventure. Right, I'm going to start with the Zephyrim. I have 3 CP, so I'll spend 1 so they do an extra damage on wound rolls of 6.
Cool.
And they have 21 attacks.
Sure.
I think these Zephyrim are getting corrupted by chaos a little bit here because the Zephyrim scans are hokey AF. Look at these wiggly jump acts over here.
Rerolling it.
Wiggly, squiggly jump packs.
Solid.
Zealot. Converting a few. 6
Solid,
sixes
actually.
here, exploding with
Oh dear,
passion.
I'm going to be so low on clock by the end of this fight phase.
Are you gonna want to time it? Okay.
I have to slow roll every single one of these because the order matters like a lot. Yeah, 5's fine.
I think Lord Solar trading clock for perfect efficiency here. He's hoping that if he gets 6s to wound for an additional damage, he can clip out the 2 wound model efficiently. Because if he assigns the damage inefficiently, Salad can actually assign his own saving throws to leave damage spilled over, which is why we're gonna be slow rolling whatever it is, 25 attacks. All right, well, we'll just we'll chill for a bit here while we resolve this wound roll. Forgot to engage the Geller field on route to the theater. Yeah, there you go, chat. They're all in their armor. They're waiting on their battleship. I don't know what Sororitas spaceships look like. Do they have their own spaceships? I guess they're probably just in Navy ships, right? And their armor starts to get a little loosey-goosey. Demons start coming out and playing with it. Maybe they just left it in the armory, and the armory was unshielded, and that's why they're all their kit got messed up a little bit.
Fails. Why am I -1 to wound? I've rolled 74s. Fails.
Yeah, that Black Rune of Damnation coming into play quite a bit there as well. -1 to wound on the Big Chaos Grix is such a strong relic for 1 CP. Holy crap. Because you can put it on... There's several options you have in the Heretic Astartes Codex for 30 wound high resilience bricks. Either with T5 base on Possessed or with the 2+ base save on Chaos Terminators. And adding that -1 to wound as well as any other defensive effects on there is absolutely brutal.
Don't care about. That's the second one dead.
2 are dead.
Fails. Damage. Okay, that actually does 2 to 1. Fails. 1 damage. Oh, so that kills a third one.
Oh, Nurgle, I know you like that relic.
1 damage.
I know. Anyone with a Heretic Astartes keyword in their faction that likes that relic, I think. So strong.
Fails. To 2 damage.
Kills another.
How many am
Yeah,
on?
getting those
Killed
Terminators down
now?
with that slow rolling.
Fails.
Clipping his clock out quite a bit, though, to be fair to you.
Fails.
The
Fails.
last 2.
I'm going to be honest, chat. I don't think I've ever actually seen someone slow roll out a combat phase like this. There's definitely situations in which it is the most efficient way to do things, but I've never seen someone actually do it.
I used 1 in advancing, 1 in shooting, because this would just get me a VP. I'll make it a 6.
It looks like we're going to Miracle Dice here.
Pass it. No damage from that.
4 of them die. Bam.
So clips
So I'm gonna do this.
4 Terminators, leaves us with only 4 remaining. Question is who we elect to pull as the dead Terminators. I imagine we pull this guy and these 2. The question is whether you pull this model here, because he's the only model engaging the Zephyrim. And I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference if the Zephyrim end up being killed. 4 Terminators probably kills the Zephyrim. So it looks like we're just going to maybe leave the champion. The downside here is that if these models do kill the Zephyrim, the remainder, if we pull this guy and the remainder of the models do kill the Zephyrim, we might actually leave the champion out of coherency, which creates awkward situations in the past, for the future. Now, I think that one thing, I'm not sure if Salad is entirely aware of how this works, but one thing that Salad could do is actually activate this model first use his pile-in to get closer here, and then consolidate with that model in a way that gets him here. Although I think they're removed immediately, just kidding. I don't think they get removed at the end of the step. So I'm not sure it makes a difference, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Red. Invincible Zephyrim.
Alright, and then the fist.
Yeah, so it looks like without pulling the champion, we're only actually going to get 2 into engagement.
Sure.
I do too.
Island,
Use this one.
somewhere.
Ooh, I still have 3 dudes. Probably just use the springboard. Whatever.
You wanna touch me?
And this guy as well.
Oh yeah, I've got the one.
Surprisingly, I don't want to touch you, and I just want to stay where I am and be nice and cozy.
Alright, it's going real bad.
Yeah,
you
so
want-
that's the situation that came up from pulling this model. It means that guy gets to attack, but it also means that the Terminator unit does not then get to attack on the swing back there. Which isn't the biggest of deals, because we do have there's a lot of damage represented in this corner, but especially because most of the Chaos Space Marine damage is dealt in the fight phase, you don't want to have to engage the Zephyrim. We could probably kill them just by shooting a bunch of pistols at them, but it does require you to move out your chosen units, and you don't want to be doing that.
We have 15 attacks because I didn't get one.
It's just make things a little bit awkward, and for Salad.
Spawning of dice.
Was it?
Hitting on 4s.
Nice.
So it looks like no interrupt in the Sisters Repentia. They should just mutually annihilate with the Warp Talons here. They both have very good profiles at killing each other.
And then we're wounding on 2s because the Repentia Superior is next to them. There's 16 saves at AP4.
Yeah.
You want to roll your saves?
I will.
All the 6s.
It
Not
will
enough.
fly into you.
This is why it's a missile. Everything blows up messily. Okay. Rerollings, yeah. Oh, gross. Okay. And then 5 at Filner Paints.
That's not alright. Good.
Yeah, dude, I'm starting to get worried there for a moment.
Alright, that was bad. Alright, well.
And I kill the unit in the fight phase, so I get a Miracle Dice.
So the Repentia and the Warp Talons blow each other up. Generates a bunch of Miracle Dice because the Repentia will also generate one for themselves dying.
3.
Clipped out half the Chaos Terminator unit. Got the Warp Talons down, but we did lose a Repentia unit in the response there. But otherwise, things looking pretty okay for the Adepta Sororitas. We do have enough Zephyrim waiting in the wings that we have outs for the remainder of the Chaos Space Marine units. And it's really ball in Salad's court here as to how he wants to respond to what SkewLord is throwing at him. The downside is with this style of Heretic Astartes army, and to be fair, I think most Heretic Astartes armies, is that they lack a little bit of reach. They kind of have to engage with you on the most basic terms as possible, because their armies tend to be, not, I don't want to say slow, but not particularly fast, which means there's very little way for the Heretic Astartes to get back into units like the Zephyrim back here and clip them out before they're able to fight. And that's what makes things really awkward, because now we're in a situation where we've killed 4 Terminators with a Zephyrim unit already. If we allow a second Zephyrim unit to commit in, then actually probably it kills that Terminator unit, and that's so much less that we have to worry about. The Terminators being a base 2+ save, and look, we have Legionaries moving out as well. Yikes. Being a base 2+ save means that those Terminators are much more resilient against the small attacks from the Novitiates, and especially just their high volume, low impact melee attacks. For Strength 4, AP 1, because of Bloody Rose. You don't care about the AP 1 because you're Armor of Contempted. And the Strength 4 means you wound on 5s, which means the Terminators are almost a perfect profile to not get damaged too highly from the Novitiate attacks. Whereas these the regular Space Marines are. Only on a 3+ save. They can be forced down by just so many attacks going into them. But it looks like what we're going to end up doing here is not take the foot off the gas pedal on Salad's side of the table and just push forward. We have the big unit of Legionnaires pushing forward that will potentially get objective secured onto this objective. And if we can hit the Novitiate squad there, now that we've killed this unit in Overwatch, which I think was actually a pretty big deal for Salad, because it does remove those extra 5 models that were there. There is a potential that he could kill enough models in this fight that he takes the objective away, which is a primary objective score that it's going to be difficult for the Sisters of Battle to come back from. And it looks like the Chosen pushing forward as well may be going to be the ones angling for that charge.
From which squad? Terminators or Chosen? So that'd be a 7. This is the winning game.
More memes, chat. Incredible. This works pretty well.
I'll just keep them back for now.
Word.
We'll have to have a poll at the end here, chat. Which meme is everyone's favorite?
Yeah.
Having most of my army still within my deployment zone.
Oh, I forgot the Apostles. Sorry, Apostle needs to do the full hit.
Nothing. Okay.
It's Chosen. If I was better, I should have fallen down there. I'm stupid.
I'm a little interested here what Salad is going to respond to these Battle Sisters in the center
I know what
with.
they coming.
He has the spawn that can go in there, and he has incidental shooting. But it is interesting that Abaddon's choosing to go after them, and I guess maintain character protection, which is pretty good, because once you do get to a point with Abaddon, somewhere around round 4, where it becomes almost impossible for your opponent to kill him.
As well.
Or at least very difficult. And the Sororitas, if we commit in too early, I believe we have the Smite, the Auto 3 Mortal Wound, Litany, in addition to shooting in melee, so we could potentially knock him out on the face cap. Although it probably would be a little bit dicey. I guess you could just throw in Sister Serpentia, and that would probably do it, to be fair. I guess we can just throw Chosen in there into the center as well. That does potentially force a response from the Sororitas. Although the Chosen aren't objective secured, so we're not really going to... it would probably just respond with the same result. Although if that Master of Executions holds up in the middle, and there's no easy way to get onto the objective without triggering his big intervention, he does have a 6-inch heroic intervention, that could protect the center from those small objective secured units and force SkewLord to actually commit something of value into the middle. If an army ever deserved a weapon that ignores phase cap, its sisters, do they? Do they? I don't know, chat. I think it would be like Imperial Guard. Tau already have one, so we can't say Tau. I think it would be Imperial Guard. That would be the one that deserves it. Sisters can deal with phase cap pretty well. They operate in at least 2 phases pretty okay, and they have solid out-of-phase mortal wounds as well. The huge aura, I think, is just the weapon range of the Terminator unit, chat. Lord Solar asked it to be measured earlier so that he could keep his squishier units out of range. Not sure it's necessary anymore, but the players haven't removed it.
Not much shooting, but we're gonna put all the bolt pistols into Red Squad, or from the Chosen.
Yep.
So we're going to start firing into the Battle Sisters in the corner here.
So we'll do that. Here's the bolt guns. And here's the one that's separate. Didn't matter.
Because that gets
one-
inflation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 ups. I'm actually just gonna roll these. I got ping spike. Cool, they're fine.
Okay. Abdon
Happy.
is gonna go shoot that big squad. Let's do 4 times. Yes, sir, wins. Just
Right,
Yep,
burn the
fine.
4. For miracle dice.
kill on one.
4. And I've used my 4.
This Terminator is gonna shoot all the guns. He's gonna shoot everything to the Zephyr in front of him. He's gonna use both profiles. Everybody else is gonna shoot Green Squad. Actually, no. This guy is gonna shoot Repentia. Everybody else is gonna shoot Green Squad.
Yeah, chat. Abaddon does have that Renaissance painting look, for sure.
Yeah, we'll shoot both profiles.
It is funny how the
both
scan
profiles
does make
in
him
Green
look...
Squad.
It's low res enough that it does make him actually look like he was painted with a
Alright, let's do that Gatling.
kind of grody, like horsehair brush, maybe.
Only twice. I went 2 twice.
I also appreciate that he's
6 spin vuln.
so much brighter than the rest of the Chaos Space Marines on the battlefield. He's really
5
easy to
feel no
pick out.
pain.
Take 2 guys dead. We'll absolutely take 2 guys dead. Okay, and then the Gatling into the Sisters.
So clipping some Sisters Repentia. That's
She's
a
exploding.
pretty big deal. Killing those models, the
Oh.
Repentia and the
This was Zephyr or Main Sisters.
Main Sisters, Green Squad.
the Zephyr and both. Killing them
A free up
before
on
they
the one in
get
cover?
engaged in cover is a huge deal. How long
Nope,
until we
and
can
4
just
up
import 3D
the
models from
Superior.
3D printers into TTS?
4 up on a Stormbolter.
It's probably already happening. I know the direct import of like STLs is a little bit tough on TTS because you have to convert them into a lower res form. So it's kind of a hassle as far as I remember. But I know a lot of people. A lot of these models, especially the ones that do look like actual models, are direct scans. Some of them of people's personal collections. So I'm sure that people will be scanning their own models in larger numbers pretty soon.
One save on them,
They pass it.
and then the Melta. It's once. Okay, good. Big idiot. Alright. Yeah. Green Chosen is also going to Green Chosen is going to shoot at
Yeah, missing models because of the like the table texture and whatever is
green action.
certainly something that does happen. That kind of comes with the familiarity with the system. It's also, to be fair, it is also something that happens in real, in person too.
Ooh, yes.
For every model that it's kind of hard to see because of odd textures and a wide angle on TTS, there's a model that's behind a wall that's on the other side of the table you can't see in in-person games. That can kind of mess you up too.
There's another one.
Alright, that's all I need to do to them. Oh, they're shooting. A lot of charges to do this turn.
Yeah, the worst is when you play like primed models and the terrain is really dark, and then you have a model like underneath the wall, the second story of a ruin or something like that, and it just gets lost forever. So it's probably tactically advantageous to paint your models in a bright color scheme so that you can actually see them.
I assume they're not within 4 inches of me. A 4 would make it. Are you kidding me? Wow. These dice. Like,
That's in.
sure.
So we're getting Terminators into the Sister Novitiates. Legionaries have not pushed yet. It should spell doom for the Sisters, I think. Although it is a lot of overkill here. The Sisters are only on a 4+ armor save.
11.
And the Terminators are fighting with a lot of chain fists. So it's a lot of extra attacks at -1 to hit that we don't need the extra AP and strength for.
Okay. Abaddon's gonna charge the Zephyr.
These charge rolls.
Ironically, I'm gonna reroll that because I can do it for free. Okay, only it's an extra inch.
After so much if you'd gone into Snake Eyes with that.
Or still make the charge.
Yeah, but like,
I agree. It's funnier. That's.
I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it's just like I'll just use my free reroll. Oh, I failed it.
Yeah, definitely the invisible
Trying to get
sanguinary guard
exactly
chat.
which
That was
is
that wasn't even a
job.
camouflage. Those guys are gold and white. They are hard to forget.
Yeah.
Many good memes
It's a really weird circle. It's not even like
in the meme invitational
my
channel.
base.
For
Right,
that.
there's an inch.
There it is. But I love how both of our things are scuffed. I've already used a command point, so green chose.
Slightly to the left of my Zephyr. Charging what, sorry?
The green squad is going to charge your yellow battle sisters.
Oh, there's
Yay! That's a
the
little-
making up
gosh, that's a
some
little
bad charges here. That is a
Who's
charge
next?
we needed to
Swinging
make there,
over
which is
here.
very important to get into these models so that there's not an accidental obstac happening over here onto the center objective. You never want to give up to your opponent
This is a lot of stuff in my face.
a big
lot,
primary
just
turn.
a little.
I wonder. I assume that with a
Actually,
12-inch charge here, I wonder if Salad would have liked to have just have declared that on the Repentia back here,
Nash.
cut us down.
Yeah,
Despite the fact that the
it's
Repentia will probably kill the Chosen on the swing back.
Shit, no. We're not
If
gonna.
we do elect to interrupt or fight on death, Salad would not be too upset about being cut down to cutting his opponent down to just 3 Repentia on the table. At that point, the only credible threat besides the Zephyrim and the 1 Zephyrim unit in reserve is probably Morvenval. And I guess the Canoness. She's kind of scary.
6 might be good. This get me within an inch. I cannot tell.
The inch.
No.
I think
did
we
end up
maybe
blocking
misplaced that Chosen. I wonder if we could have
Nope,
made that
okay.
if that Chosen hadn't been there and could have charged as the crow
Spawn.
flies. That's pretty important though, because again the Master of Executions has a huge heroic intervention threat. So if that guy is not put on this objective, and especially Lookout Sir. If we end up losing the Lookout Sir by moving the Chosen too far away, his defenses are pretty low. So there's a non-zero chance that Morvenval could clip him out, although he is sitting in cover, which might be okay for him. Although Miracle Dice, you know, say anything could happen, really. But that also means that it's much easier to engage onto Objective 3, because we can just potentially, you know, Auto 6 advance an OBSEC model, maybe a Novitiate, just toe the edge of that objective, stay outside all the characters' intervention range, and nothing's going to stop that from being converted.
I should have charged the big squad.
Then you would have rolled a 2, because that's how dice work.
Well, that's how dice work.
Dice work such that you need a good roll. You're guaranteed to roll double snake eyes.
Can models go to negative
Twice
wounds? No. You just end up, once you lose your last wound, you're destroyed immediately.
One command on the teal unit to go charge the uncolored sister squad. The uncolored novitiates. Alright, oh. I rolled a 2 again this team.
Okay.
This
You've,
turn.
you've just oscillated between like the worst charges and the best charges, and you've got them in completely the wrong order.
Yeah. Alright, well. Oh, I can get a command point back.
Yeah.
Also, I have 2 ways. Two dice roll command points. Go.
So things are a little dangerous here for Heretic Astartes, just because of the fact that Sisters have Miracle Dice control on their side. I don't know what SkewLord's Miracle Dice look like right now. I wonder if they are these dice set to the side over here. But he does have CP for Moment of Grace, and he potentially has CP for Miracle Dicing, or he potentially has Miracle Dice for saving throws. And we have 2 situations here where a single remaining model on an objective, either against the Chaos Terminators or against the Battle Sisters in the center, could potentially give us a big swing in primary objective. Salad is looking to cut Lord Solar down to a 4-point primary by killing the objective secured off this objective and this objective, so holding it with the Chosen and the Terminators. But because those models don't have OBSEC themselves, if a single model out of each of those units survives, then he could be giving up a 12-pointer here.
And I'm going to use a Miracle 2 to fail the last one.
Okay.
Well, not
2's
if
are
we-
useless.
Oh, so it looks like this is his Miracle Pool. Yeah, so maybe we don't have a good saving throws. Just kidding, chat. Our saving throws are bad. So we do have a Moment of Grace in the chamber, though.
Hold
Do
on.
we want to use that instead?
Do you want to interrupt?
Interrupt there, you fight on death.
That
Interrupt
is
there,
true.
I just bounce off if you interrupt. Yeah, okay. No, go for it.
This Terminator.
Awesome.
Fight. There's no vids. I can roll this all together because it's all fist equivalents
We've only got fists left.
and change fist, but it doesn't. Change
But
fist.
change
doesn't
fists
matter.
are...
Actually, it does matter.
No, they've got different AP.
Yeah, but it only
Matters.
matters on your.
Does matter on the Novitiate Spear. If you want to roll them together, sure, and I'll choose the order, but...
We'll do the power fist first. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's a clause in the inflict damage step of the rules, chat, that if a model is loses several wounds from an attack and is destroyed, excess damage inflicted by the attack is lost and has no effect. So I do not believe that you would be able to use overkill damage to trigger abilities. The model would be removed as soon as you get to you can't lose wounds you don't have. Essentially, is I think the way the rules are written.
Good job.
That did not matter at all. 6 ups on the rest now. Oh, lose 3.
Seven hits.
Yeah, I'm not sure that these Terminators are quite have what it takes here. Oh,
Yes.
7 wounds for
Right, you
7
roll
models,
1/6,
but they have a
yeah.
6+ save. 1
Oh,
saves.
1/6.
Oh, the awkward part here though is that
keeps them opposite.
the superior. Oh, this is the Palatine. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's confusing. Okay. I think Lord Solar has just selected wrong in his models there. So we did remove all but down to 1 Sister Novitiate. So she does have to pass her morale check. So we may see an auto pass there to retain control of that objective. It is 2 CP though. It's a lot.
Plus 1.
Normally we would use a 1 on Miracle Dice, but we only have a 2. It looks like.
Just that ready saves.
Yeah, and that should clip out these ladies.
And as what will come as
A valiant effort was
surprise, all of
made.
them die.
And then
Yeah, well, they are killed
And
2
just
times
chill
over.
right
To
there.
be fair. Yeah, alright. Goodbye.
the red squad up at the top.
Gonna clip these Battle Sisters out. So we're removing a lot of models from SkewLord's army, but it should be noted that these are the models. These aren't really the models that matter so much. These are just the OBSEC chaff.
17 saves
Fives.
again.
And I die again. That dead pile is stacking up. Alarmingly.
Keep friends.
Chosen making
Alright, we
a
need to fight
little bit
back.
of an excursion
Oh, that's
around
fine.
the
You've got spawn.
Go
yeah.
after their superior.
side of the table here. So Spawn charges the
enough, I
Repentia
actually need to-
Superior. It's a big deal if the Spawn is able to kill her here. See what it rolls on its chart.
Rerolls, wound rolls.
Rerolling wounds. All right, well that's pretty okay.
Well, we don't choose
Yeah,
them.
we-
But
Yeah. 'Cause you're not-
Ew.
You attack.
I
let's
think
go.
we flubbed attack, so we have to full convert here to no saves essentially.
I believe in spawn.
Only hitting on 4s. No, misses both times. Just kidding. If that Spawn was able to kill the Repentia Superior there, though, it actually would have removed the ability to advance and charge from the Sisters Repentia. And that removes a ton of the pressure on Salad's home objective here. So I do appreciate this move. Unfortunately, I do think it's about to be turned into soup by the Eviscerators over here. I don't think there's any way that we survive that.
To finish the piling closer to the. Actually, you'll take. There's not much you can do.
yeah. Oh, one is gone.
The units you charge to what you're in. Yeah, because you'd have to finish the piling like there and then.
We're just gonna base you. Bye bye, spawn.
Right now I get to punch you back, so we'll do the single novitiate because that's quite fun. Oh, do you want to pass the clock to me while I swing at you?
Yeah.
3 attacks from a novitiate. I'm gonna kill a Terminator here. Watch me. 4s. Rerolling
Omar
ones.
Farouk, exclamation point, how to play in
Like
chat
it.
should get you to our new player tutorial list. And that has a bunch of basic information about 40k, but also how to install and get started with Tabletop Simulator 40k. And you can also check that out on tts40k.com. There's a tutorial there at the bottom with some videos to help you out.
Right, my Repentia are gonna try and obliterate us spawn.
Yep. Bye bye. Bye bye, buddy. It would have been nice to kill a superior for that.
Yeah, I think that was probably a pretty solid attempt to trade there from the Chaos Spawn. If it had gotten the Repentia Superior, I think it's worth the model, the body, to try to do it. Especially if you roll maybe the AP4 swing, so you force her to take her invulnerable save. Because we don't have good miracle dice, all you need is really... You need 3 conversions to basically kill her outright, or at least reliably. It's a little tough, because you need kind of a high swing on your attacks, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. And again, that removes the advance and charge from the Repentia, which means that because SkewLord's Miracle Dice pool is so terrible right now, it actually probably makes the charge into the Legionnaires back here a little awkward. At this stage, I believe that these Repentia are about to turn these... they're about to trade 1-for-1 with the Marines on the objective, I believe. And that is going to clip that objective out for Salad. So I'm not sure Salad loses his banner there, because the Sisters probably won't be able to control that objective at the start of the next command phase. that will probably cut him another primary objective point going into round 4.
I had a 1, so it's fine.
Oh, you had a 1? I thought you only
I already had a 1. I had a 1 and a 3.
Oh. Never mind.
And I used in that turn, so I get 3 on Leap of Faith. This is my turn. I have 4 CP. Command phase stuff. Morven's yoinking up the Zephyrim again.
Mm-hmm.
I get a Miracle Dice because it's the start of my turn. Which is a 2. Somewhat not solid.
I'll take a 2.
Right, Abaddon's now a massive pain in the
Oh,
arse.
you
'cause
have
Wound
a
Gate means-
morale on the Green Sister squad.
I do. I will roll that now.
So it looks like we
Oh,
did have a
4.
1 in the Miracle Pull, a 4 Lord Solar, so he was able
And
to
a Repentia 8.
auto
so
pass the
that's
Sister
fine.
Novitiate
Yeah,
over here.
fine.
So she will not run away. That's a big deal.
I'm going to yell really loudly at your chosen. Your chosen's is her and one of them bleeds to death. Not the champion.
Okay.
I expect better from you. And then my dog Mark is going to yell really loudly at the Zephyrim.
He does.
And then my dog Mark is going to yell even louder at the Zephyrim so they get sec.
That one you don't even have to roll for.
That's just a base ability.
I know. That you don't.
And then I'm going to discard a 2. My Canoness is going to get a 3-inch bubble of 6s to wound in melee, do mortal wounds.
Sure.
And I'll roll up her special Miracle Dice. Ooh, that's an Inferno dice. Probably.
Mhm.
Give these Repentia advance and charge.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's the advance in charge being called out.
My command phase. Oh, it's going to take 5 minutes. I'm
And
not
now
going to
they're
move
gonna be
anything
able
for
to,
5 minutes now. I just need advance warning, and it's not because I've DC'd. It's because I have no idea what to do here. Because you do have enough CP to
Gonna be able to
interrupt by
push
a
to
long way.
objective 2.
Mm-hmm.
Pentia are immune to interrupts, which is like super nice.
But everything else is not.
That's the not super nice part. No, advance this battle, sister.
Dang it.
There we go. That like solves all of my.
So we do have a 5 in the
You needed
Miracle
a
Dice Pool
perfect
now
roll,
for.
too,
Low
No,
Solar.
I could have got it with 5. I was 10.9 away.
Big advance, 6-inch advance on the 1 remaining Battle Sister from the big squad. Does contest the center objective though. Again, no objective secured here, so that's pretty useful. Easy peasy. Denies that 12-pointer.
Can go for a Zephyrin charge. Right, so what do I need to kill? I need to kill Terminators. I need to kill both Squads Chosen, and I need to kill those Legionnaires. Which means I use a Miracle. I'm gonna mute myself and talk to myself.
It's going real bad. So many ways, because could have gone better. Kill that one novitiate. Don't forget. 6 in advance. There.
Interesting stuff. OBSEC units cancel out each other out. Yeah, it's if there are two, if there are at least two, one or more objective secured models from each side on an objective, the quantity of objective secured doesn't matter. It then goes to raw model count. So as long as for example, if there was a single legionary here touching this objective to objective secure it, both players would have OBSEC, but the Chaos Space Marines would hold it because they would have like 6 models there versus 1. If that makes sense.
Silent meditation has been completed. I'm going to roll in advance for these.
Yep. Nice.
That matter.
Not really.
Not.
So it's only 1 inch advance, moving 7 inches of the Sisters of Repentia. But we should still have a charge. Yeah,
What,
easy
like,
charge into these.
Tiny charge on.
The
Small charge.
5-1 dice.
Those
I get
boys
a
over there.
3d6 drop. Should
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the obsec is a little bit of a weird ability. It kind of doesn't really work how you'd expect it to, but that is how it works. Good to know. That's how you had it in your head there, Adam. So it sounds like Salad not feeling great about his position here. I don't think he's out of the woods quite yet, although he is about to be drowned in objective secured. He really needed to kill that novitiate, I think. That was a real problem. And I think it looks like we had some bad charges that turn, and definitely if this Legionary unit had moved up onto that objective, I think we would be feeling pretty good about Heretic Astartes' position right now. We do have to keep in mind that there's a Zephyrim squad in reserve that has to come in this turn, otherwise it's destroyed.
There. Move these back. And put 3 Repentia out in front of you.
Yep.
I'm going to line up these novitiates.
So it looks like we have Lord Solar has
they've got
dictated his
full
battle
rerolls.
plan, or diagrammed out his battle plan with arrows on the table, which I appreciate. It's very organized.
Wait for 6 and start charge phase. We'll move up to there. These will move up to there.
Yeah.
And Morven will go to there.
Sure.
Then I have deep strikes. No, I have deep strikes.
Oh. Dude.
It's just going to be Zephyrim. It's away from your spawn. The little spawn.
Zephyrim going for the spawn. That's probably the safest target for them. So we're going to probably try to line up a situation where the Zephyrim, if we get the miracle charge into the spawn so that they can automatically pass it, they can clip the spawn, but it's unlikely that the spawn kills the whole Zephyrim unit, which means we'll have a couple Zephyrim here that can take this objective once the Repentia and the Legionnaires there kill each other.
I'm sad. But full hit and wound rerolls. 5 hits. Rerolling wounds. 4 wounds. Okay, they're fine. 7 auto pistols and a bolt gun.
Okay.
Looking for 4 threes to hit. Rolling 1s. And 4s and 5s, rerolling 1s. And those will fail. Your wound. I'm gonna do these. I've got Morven, and then just like squad of novitiates, and this squad of novitiates, and like a couple of models from that squad.
Go ahead.
I will now shoot Morven into them. We're gonna start with the bolter. Hits on 2s. And which wounds on 3s?
Eat bolt gun!
Fine. Crack missiles. Hit. 1 wounds.
Nice.
Hit fine.
They are eating lots
This
of bolt
novitiate
gun
squad will
today,
shoot those
chat.
chosen. Steam drillers always.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, a lot of these sisters are 3D scans of the
No rerolls over there.
models from the GW website.
Then 5s and a 3 for the grenade. 1 grenade wounded.
A lot of them are very clean, though,
choose the
which
order.
you don't always get with the 3D
The
scans.
small guns and then the grenade.
I think that partially goes.
We're fine.
The credit partially goes to the photography of the newer models on the Games Workshop site. Their old models are a little janky, but these ones
Yeah,
very
a
crisp and
grenade,
clean, so the scan looks very good.
Pistol and a bolt gun into one of everything.
Yeah.
I'll do the grenade first. Misses.
Okay.
I'll do the pistol. And I'll do the bolter.
We got some hokey Repentia here too, chat.
Nice. Okay.
Epic.
And then one last squad. It's
But they're just gonna put everything into those marines. I'll do the grenade first. Hits. Wounds.
safe.
Break for the pistol. Red for the bolter.
Didn't know Warhammer had a PS2
Full
game. What did
freeze.
Fire
Oh, I
Warrior
guess it
come
would be
out on? Was that
rolls.
PS2?
That's still way behind.
It may very well have had a PS2 game.
And wounds.
Take
Here,
it.
do wound. My Zephyr aren't going to shoot your spawn because it regens.
They probably can't die. Charges.
Yeah, I don't even think it can because I think Dylan can't see.
It was PS2,
Alright, we're
chat.
gonna
I
do-
just looked it up. It was PS2.
I'm gonna use another 5.
Oh my god. Good old
She's
Fire
in with
Warrior.
9.
Yeah, Fire Warrior 3D scans when for 2TS.
Second corner.
Make our models look totally garbage.
Charge the Palatine in.
So here comes, we have the Raptors Blows Canoness
She's in.
getting in on the
Okay.
Terminators, and then Palatine also going in,
And
so
the ship-
potentially burning, or making forcing a fight last year, so no interrupt available for the Terminators. Don't know if we necessarily need a
I would quite like to get some.
ignoring involants. I don't think we do for the miraculous ability. But here come the Novitiates.
Could you measure 3?
Getting a big push in here, but yeah, we don't want to eat Abaddon's intervention. That would be bad. Yeah, right, chat? A Tau game. Can you imagine? What a bizarre introduction into the 41st millennium. That was like before the days of like 40k Space Marine. That was like in line with Dawn of War. So I think you were meant to have like been introduced in Dawn of War, basically.
Now make sure
Even though there were two different genres. What a bizarre choice to make a game about Tau.
I'll let you know.
I'll do other charges meanwhile. I'll do Repentia into the Legionnaires.
So here comes this is the important charge onto Objective 2 here. There it is. Got it.
I get 3 ice and make the highest and drop the lowest.
I think that just makes it that, right?
But I make it for 10.
Oh, yeah, 10 will make it, though, for absolutely.
Like that.
Were the Tau weapons in the game complete trash? I think, if I remember correctly, all of the
I'll
weapons
do-
in that game were complete trash.
Repentia.
We stand ready.
Poison.
I will spend 1 command point to Overwatch.
Although, to be fair, I never played it.
I should.
I've only heard secondhand about how the gameplay of that
we'll
game
throw a
works.
frag grenade with the sergeant, and everybody else will
So
use
we're gonna
the gun.
Overwatch with the Chosen into the Repentia unit over here on Objective 5. Because I don't know if the Novitiates quite have what it takes to charge, but we do need to clip these Sisters Repentia here for these Chosen to have a chance to survive. If the Repentia get in, there's a pretty good chance they kill them.
5 up.
Oh. And grenade.
And it looks like the pistol's saved. Yeah, it's not
No,
gonna do it.
well, it didn't matter. You're lucky. Maybe not lucky. But, you know.
I was not punished for my horrible misplay.
Yeah. Like if I kill 2 of them, like that chosen squad 100%
That's-
flipping.
What's the opinion on Dark Apostles right now? I think Dark Apostles are. I believe that the general opinion is that Dark Apostles are almost required in Chaos Space Marine list right now. I think. Yeah, I think like Vinci says, Dark Apostles plus Master Possession is basically how you start most CSM lists currently.
So you can only fight on death with 1.
Into division.
1 into them. Into the Novitiates. But probably 2 because you could get that one at the back end, but I don't know, Novitiate's gonna die.
Yeah, so this is a pretty solid counterplay here. Basically basing these 3 models with the Repentia, so when the Repentia swing on them and they die, it's difficult to get range into the Novitiate. So this model could arc around and do it. This model has to move towards the Repentia. I think might have to move towards this model actually, so he's not going to be able to do it. Well, I guess they can attack the other Novitiates now, so that's fine. Now, Salad does attack with each model 1 at a time, which means that there is the potential that he could sort of swing into whatever he needs to. So if the first couple models killed the Sisters Repentia, the other models could move and attack into different units. So this could actually end up. This feels like a little bit of an overcommittal here from Salad. I don't know if he needs this many models to kill 5 Chosen, but getting the additional movement is certainly going to be beneficial for him, since he wants to be able to string to this objective as much as he can.
We'll do Novitiates into TSM.
The green.
In the teal ones?
The teal. Okay.
This one's on the yeah. Make it for 9. I kind of just scurry down along the edge.
We've seen a lot of slow rolling this game, chat. Lord Solar has eaten a vast amount of his time by slow rolling all of his attacks for maximum efficiency on his 6 effects. His X on 6s things. And Zephyr going into these Chosen as well.
What I'll do is I'll stay like an inch away
so
from him.
So we fight last on the Terminators. The opportunity for fight on death from the Repentia, both Repentia teams. Which means that there's not really a good spot for an interrupt here, assuming that the Zephyrim swing first, which I imagine is what we're about to see.
Blow Zephyrim into spawn. How many CP do I have and how many? You've got 2, I've got 4. I'll spend the CP reroll it 'cause it's pretty good if they get in. Yeah, get in.
So we're going to CP reroll the Zephyrim charge. You know, it's a little greedy. To be fair, though, there's not too much that's fighting the Zephyrim right now.
Right,
like, we could potentially try to push a Legionary squad around
after
the back,
fight
but
phase,
it seems unnecessary.
make the Terminators fight last.
You did stay outside of CP.
Yeah, countercharge coming back strong here, champ. No intervention from the Master of Executions. Everyone's far away from him. By 0.1 inch, nailed it. Not even sure Lord Solar was particularly measuring that.
Intervened, like, instantly.
Right,
Go ahead.
do the Chosen have fight first?
Yes, all of them.
Well, all of the 2 squads?
Every single
Right.
Chosen fights first.
Right, so if I go here, you fight there and you kill my Zephyr.
Well,
You
yes,
go
he
into
does
half
have
an
Mark of
inch and then you
Slanesh
get swing
on the
2.
Chosen squads. That is a good point. Yeah, so we do have to worry about the fight first here. I think you have to swing with the Zephyrim here, because the Zephyrim don't have an out if they get killed.
Yeah, about 23 moves.
I guess the downside is you fight first with the Chosen,
Say I go scraps, yeah.
but you can't interrupt off your own fight first. So that'll be fine.
We are hitting on freeze. Rerolling hits. That's good. Well, it's 29 hits. Wounding on 4s.
9.
Rerolling wounds.
6 up saves, correct?
Yep. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah. So fights. Just get it. We'll get everybody. So we'll hopefully get that Zephyr. 18 attacks. Load. There you go.
5 ups.
Alright, we see.
Great.
And then I will fight with
Middle.
my chosen. Over here. Okay. So we're going to put
Just to be clear, there the models that fight on death fight individually, right?
oh, yeah. I don't know if it mattered with the saving throw.
Yeah, well, I think it might have mattered for the engagement
Sorry.
range, though, right? Would it have?
Yeah,
Or
it
I
might
guess
have.
you can allocate to the models in the back first, and then was the first guy in
Just
half
they-
inch?
The first guy wasn't within half an inch, so
Half an
yeah,
inch,
if
so
you'd done the
I just
if you'd done the
lose
back
the
guys
sergeant.
first, then they wouldn't have gone.
Right.
So I lose the sergeant there, not attacking. So I lose 6 attacks onto that. Because everybody else could have got within.
And then work it out then, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the
Probably the easiest way. Just put the models back and then we can work out the order and then it just makes it easier than trying to remember it.
yeah.
Okay. Where's my chosen? Here they are. So the sergeant definitely could have not fought unless he went somewhere else, but I don't think he could. These guys were back here, kind of like this. It was like that. This guy was as far forward as he could.
Sorry. Then was
And then
like
you had
there. Was like there, and I'd gone
Something
exactly
like
an inch
that.
away from him.
yeah. Well, you were
Like
closer.
that, so I
this
guess-
way. You were closer in this direction because you were not. Yeah, you were closer that way.
I was like, oh yeah, I was just basically sitting next to her, yeah.
Yeah, you had your people still like that. I think.
And then it was like an inch away.
It's like
It
these
was
three
basically like that.
could have came and fight.
Makes it in.
Yeah,
so
I
you
think
just lose
for sure the
which
one
is
on the
still enough,
the one on the end, I don't believe
Just
we'll be able
this
to fight.
sergeant.
Yeah. But then you just overkilled me so horrifically.
I did
Sorry.
overkill you, even if you passed 6 more saves,
Yeah. Okay.
which is the amount of attacks you still would have died, which is
Alright.
convenient that it didn't matter that much.
Fair enough.
But thank you for reminding me. That is weird interaction. So now the chosen. So we're gonna put. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah, the awkward part there,
That's 3
chat,
guys.
is it's difficult
the-
to do without rewinding the game state, which is
Two to their pension.
kind of deleterious to the game itself,
Guys,
unfortunately, and I
sorry.
think it would cause more problems than it solves. But the awkward part is that each individual model gets to make its attacks and then it's removed. So one model piles in. So if that model isn't currently essentially within 4 inches of an enemy, after it makes its consolidate or after it makes its pile in, it doesn't get to attack. It's not that you can pile in one model then chain from it, because the first guy that would pile in would make his attacks and then be removed.
It didn't matter.
Okay.
There you go.
It didn't matter. And then 6s.
Oh gosh. So.
Lose 6. So, and then one of them has to be the superior. 3, 4.
And into their pencha, we hit you 10 times, and we wound you every time.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well try and stay alive.
So here's the fight first,
It's not looking good.
going down.
Looking grim, one might say.
Clips out a ton of novitiates.
I'm just
Ooh,
gonna do
this is a
their
little
attack.
bit of a little bit of an awkward situation for Solar. I guess the question is whether or not he
Individually.
That's wacky. Alright.
Count as being part of the unit when they're fighting a death. Trevor, help. You're the rules guru.
What's up?
If my Repentia are fighting, if they do it individually, does that mean the models that are outside of 6 inches don't get +1 to wound? Or do they still count as part of the unit?
Yeah, they're still in the unit. Yeah, they still have to
Oh, yeah, 'cause
maintain
they could be-
coherency and everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So I can roll. Are you happy if I
Fine.
roll them all together?
Yeah.
No, it might matter because if
Why?
no, I'll do them individually because it might matter if you like pull these ones, then this one has to go out of the +1 to wound bubble.
Sure.
We'll do one first.
Sure.
We 3 attacks on 4s. Rolling.
So using our
On 2s.
using 2 CP here for
Three wounds,
the
I
Desperate for Redemption on the Sisters of Repentia, just to make sure that they do get their fight in.
So it kills 1.
Yeah, chosen.
Yeah, and those 3 wounds on the Chosen is gonna is gonna hurt those 2 damage Sisters of Repentia quite a bit. A little bit of overspill damage there.
I'd be able to get the
Unfortunate,
+1
not too much you can do about that.
one. I'd be able to get it either way. 'Cause
I'm gonna keep the Eat Bull gun chat.
So you can move. to
Lesson
them.
learned is not to conga line the fight on death. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you get to fight.
That is very important to keep in mind. As we talked about before on when the Zephyrim moved in originally, you can stifle a lot of fight on deaths by engaging like only one portion of a unit with a fight on death ability, and then oftentimes you can force several models to not be in range to actually make their attacks.
Chosen and a half.
Yep. Guy. So if I lose this guy, sorry, if I lose a champion, I'll lose a champion.
60 Tactical Marines was yesterday, chat.
And what I do is I
missed it.
put her there and she fights.
Should be up
them,
for
and I
VODs if you're a
still get it.
subscriber though.
Alright, that's fine. I'll still kill that guy. So I'll want to.
And she just piles in there and just rolling the hit. My god, go in the box.
Ugh,
4 hits this time
not the roll I needed to hit.
and 3 wounds.
Right, so
Kills the wounded one, puts more wounds on another one. Then they evaporate.
Mhm.
So that's your fight first danger gone, so I just need to think about interrupts. I've used my fight on deaths, now I have to go with these Repentia.
Yeah, not really worried about interrupts here because we cannot interrupt with the Terminators. I guess we could pay to interrupt with these Legionaries, though, which could be problematic. This is a really convoluted fight phase interaction chat, which I think is what we were hoping out of this game. So Sisters Repentia going here should not have a problem clipping out these Astartes. And I think what we could do with the fight on death, interestingly, is basically fight on death with one of the front models first and then take his place at the back models in order to let everybody get within the 2-inch engagement range, because we have the extended engagement range from the obscuring terrain.
Alright.
Yeah,
so
they did.
I also get to fight you though, which is like
See? Everything explodes and there's nothing left afterwards.
17 chain swords.
Oh, that was not a good roll, though.
Oh, it should have been just -1 because they set to defend.
Did they hit on 2s? Ew, that's gross.
I set to defend, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hit on 2s from
50
from the defensible
Plus
terrain.
one
That's
to wound
pretty good.
because...
Because they're corn.
Okay, good. Who gives +1 to wound?
Shrink
Ew,
6.
that's gross.
Shrink 6.
Oh yeah, they +1 strength and then +1 strength again. 6s. Okay. And then 5s.
Yeah, so far so good. Market Corn coming into play here. Pretty nice.
Yep, 5.
If they would like to... The boxes. Yeah, they did.
It's not
Annihilation.
7-inch charges, Chad. It's basically 8-inch charges. Because you have to be outside 9 inches, which means you're automatically going to be requiring more than an inch
If you want to
engage
interrupt
people anyway. But yeah, it does mean that
I don't
your
think it-
charge out of Deep Strike is one inch easier if you're fighting through obscuring terrain.
No, you get to touch. You don't want to touch my Joseph. Go ahead.
Yeah, no one that shows.
So not going to spend an interrupt here. We could use the 2 CP to try to clip out the Novitiates before the Novitiates get to swing, but right now it looks like we're just going to be trying to fight these Legionaries and kill them, and then have the Legionaries hopefully kill the Novitiates in the swing back. We're basically using this model's 2-inch engagement range, as the players were pointing out there, which looks something like this, to protect this objective, whereas if a Novitiate piles in... That was a circle. So here's a 2-inch engagement range. If the Novitiate piles in towards this model, and then tries to consolidate to the objective, this entire Chosen squad will fight her and probably kill that entire unit. But Even then, if the novitiates can clip out the objective secured on the it's the Heretic Astartes side of the table, it's a pretty big deal.
That's not bad. 6s explode. Now here's the big test. How many 6s can I roll? Rerolling once. No more 6s.
Who is
So
Mark
that
and how is he
many
aligned
saves,
with
and
every
then
chaos
1, 2, 3,
god?
4, and then 7 more
That's
tools.
good. that's quality right there, chat.
This one gets
10 damage basically.
I think 9.
9 damage, yeah.
Maybe it's 4 different people named Mark. Just 4 entirely separate guys named Mark elected to pledge themselves to the 4 different chaos gods.
Only the champion can swing into my characters.
Only the champion?
Yeah. The others are all outside of 2. I guess this one can swing into the Palatine. It's hard to see the base. Actually, where's the base? Is there, so
Take those.
side 2 of the Palatine.
We will swing the champion into the Canoness. We'll swing the Power Fist into the Palatine. And swing
Yeah, you
one
get
Power Fist.
the extra inch if you're an inch away, but it also affects the defending unit. It's kind of funky because, like, engagement range is sort of measured mutually. If one of the 2 units is affected by the 2-inch engagement range, then both units are considered engaged.
Shuffle the point 1 across, yeah.
Yeah. And you can
So
get
it's fist, power fist, chain fist, basically.
Yeah. So let's do the Chain Fist into your Canoness. Okay.
Ooh, what a
no,
roll
the
into the
Canoness.
Canoness from the Chain Fist on the Fight on Death. Well,
Okay. Saves.
that's pretty good.
4 ups.
And she
Like,
just
oh,
turns into toast, I guess.
you want to boost one with the command point?
Yikes.
I didn't slow roll.
Yikes, chat.
Dead.
That is unfortunate. Looks like I guess we don't have the CP to bring her back to life, right? Too bad. What a roll there. 3 exploding 6s, no big deal.
And then into your Palatine. Lamau.
Good.
Lamau. All right, there you go. 4
Okay,
ups.
I'm gonna do this slow this time. Learn my lesson. Okay. Okay, she dies.
And then into your
Lisa-
novitiates. So 3 hits. And then just invulns 6s on those. Alright, kill 1 novitiate.
I can roll 6s too. Why couldn't I have got the other way? Oh god, this is.
That was a really
Nice.
good Terminator swing. That's the best thing the Terminator did all game. Only grand.
Oh boy, my novitiates don't get the portals anymore.
Yep, that's the important one. That's the big important one. Alright,
I'm gonna put off that and I'm gonna stop feeling sad. I'm gonna pile in over here. Can't fail, definitely.
yes.
Yeah, the benefit of the extended engagement range is that your charges complete at an extra inch, chat, and you can select to fight enemies within 2 inches rather than 1 if you're benefiting from the extended engagement. It's not that like you don't get an inch closer; it's that your charge is successful 1 inch farther away. If that makes sense.
4s. And 4s. Wins.
Should kill the guy.
Tools, that one.
The point is that the extended engagement range is a benefit to the attacker.
It's
The
already
charging unit is benefited by being able to engage at an extra inch against defenders that are hiding in cover. There isn't the only benefit to people defending is like preventing movement and stuff onto objectives. There's no benefit in the charge phase of the person who doesn't want to get charged. That was the point of the change.
This.
The core rulebook was FAQ to add the 2-inch engagement chat.
Then 4s.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
9.
You would put a guy 2 inches away from a wall generally now, just to force the attacking unit to roll a higher charge.
Cool.
So novitiates do pick up the remainder of the chosen over there. It's pretty nice.
Then I'll feel sad into your Legionnaires.
And we did pick up the majority of the Terminators as well.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
9 novitiates remaining on this objective. So Sororitas retaining control of that pretty effectively. But Sororitas are running a little bit low on units.
How many attacks?
They do have Morvenn Vahl as an anchor here, but we are moving into the portion of the game where Abaddon becomes sort of an unkillable god machine. We do have to worry about the Dogmata plinging him for 3 mortals, as well as Morvenn Vahl's shooting. But there's a non-zero chance that Abaddon just cuts Morvenn Vahl in half this coming turn, so, you know, who knows.
Blues for the Superior. Fours, no rerolls, and then explodes.
So you copy the 4.
That's cool. Then fours again. Ooh,
5's on.
so that's
3
the
plus.
amount of saves.
So 7. So
Kill 3.5.
Yeah.
Wound a guy. I
Yeah,
wounded the
7
guy.
goes
I killed
through,
4.
yeah, so leaves us
So
with
these
just
guys
the
gonna fight because
champion.
this guy can pile in. This guy will just die second.
Makes sense.
Is the unkillable god portion of the game just the whole game? Not really. Not really for him. He can die. There are a lot of factions that will just clip that guy right out.
Those 2 attacks.
Abaddon has taken no damage so far, chat. He is unwounded.
As many saves, 10 saves.
P.
If you want, you just get it 4 up or 3 of them. Sorry.
3 up on the Superior.
Nice.
This is how it's gonna be.
Oh, pain. There you go.
She dies, and then 4 ups. So she's dead, and then 4 others.
And then the sergeant will fight now. If he can.
There might be 2 characters in the game that beat him in a 1v1 chat, but that's not actually how like games of 40k play out. Phase capped units are never like
5 ups.
you never want to be in a situation where you have to solo a
This
phase capped
Terminator
unit.
is yet to
The
fight,
the
correct?
goal is to bring your army to bear against them so you can kill them.
5 ups.
Kills your unit. Bye bye. From that way, but not far enough. Womp womp womp. That Terminator will swing 3 attacks. I get to roll this. The 3 hits could be set to defend. This will still be 3 hits. Yeah, I'll win. Just 6 of these.
Failing one for free.
Sure. Okay.
So the novitiate squad going into the legionaries was killed, which is a pretty big deal there. Obviously, these we won't lose this objective from these novitiates won't lose this objective this turn because the champion didn't get there, but also there's too many of them even if he had. But that means that this turn clipped a lot of the novitiates on the table out. There's 14 in this top area, 10 next to Morvenn Vahl, and that's it. And plus these 5, so I guess there's. I mean, there's still 30 left, I guess. We only killed half of them. But those are the only remaining objectives secured besides this one Battle Sister. Is absolute Chadlet over here. Or Chadette, I guess. Those are the only remaining objectives secured on the table for Adepta Sororitas. So we're actually running into a phase of the game where
Yes, I do.
the Battle Sisters are running out of objectives secured, which is a little bit interesting. We are sending a unit over to deal with the Zephyrim. 2 CP to 3 Sororitas versus Astartes, which means both players have interrupt active. So we do have to be careful about that.
And then you have Sparring Champion.
And Abaddon does have to worry about the the Smite Litany as well. Oh no, but that Aspiring Champion ran away. Just kidding. Lady Chads are Stacy's. I guess she could be, yeah, she could be a Stacy. That makes sense.
And then he'll give full rerolls to himself, I guess, the apostle. Or he'll do the aura. He does it. Alright.
I guess, yeah, we shouldn't forget this guy. Speaking of camouflage models, look at this dude standing inside this pile of trash over here. Dark Apostle
Could get you a donut
with rerolls may
That's
just
fun.
take over the center of
That's
the
your-
table alongside the Master of
Seems
Executions.
Not that funny.
Yeah, Master of Executions probably just clips out the Objective 5 and forces a pretty heavy committal from the Novitiates to try to kill. Although, and I guess his fight on death, because of his damage combo, may actually clip out a Novitiate squad as well. And then Abaddon just sinks into Morphinball, and we hope for the best, and I think that's how we go. I'm a little worried about that Terminator fighting the Novitiates, though. He might get overwhelmed. I don't think he kills them in one go. Especially with a Power Fist, unfortunately.
I think you know where they're going. Not having that one guy to stick around is bad, because he would have ran backwards. Or he would have go kill that one single Novitiate, or kill the Dogmata or something.
Single object.
Guy's gonna go being chill on that point.
1 point.
We're running to the legendary triangle of funnies.
Okay, so Chosen pushing forward. So the Chosen are going to be
Stop, me getting on
used to trying to deal with the Novitiates, whereas the Dark Apostle holds out in the objective. Didn't we? We did say that guy's job was going to be to hold an objective by the end of the game here, Chad. I think I remember that. I remember.
Funny. It's very serious.
Or I can just go...
Man, this game's going to come right down to it. I'm excited, chat. The Sororitas have pushed back Astartes down to a 4-point primary turn, but on the flip side, they also are
Abaddonian is going to shoot your one battle.
running out of models pretty quickly on these fight on deaths and interrupts.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. With that many saves.
That's problem.
Super dead.
Finally killed the Stacy in the middle.
Well, it's going to throw a frag grenade there. Get him, Mo.
Gonna frag grenade the Novitiates? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to see, Mo.
Go get him!
One wound. Get guy.
4 up.
Get out of
Gets
here.
good.
Take it. Kills the person. Get out of here, I tell you.
Need to keep rolling in front.
Charge phase. Alright, Pink Squad is going to advance and charge. Pink Squad is going to charge into your Novitiates. Sure. So I had to move 13 out of 7.5. Plus 3.5. And I still have an extra 2 inches after that.
So just
I wouldn't
maximum
question it
charge
if I were
over
you.
here.
I'm not gonna question it.
Do you have a single Sister Novitiate? which is
Entirely
kind of
unnecessary. I
important.
did like a 3 on the dice, by the way.
Interesting question here is where Abaddon's going to go. He can remove all of the threats to himself, or the functional threats to himself, by attacking Morvenval if he kills her. There is a pretty reasonable chance he knocks her out. He doesn't care so much about half damage, being damage 3, and can deal a bunch of mortal wounds.
Abaddon is going to dual charge the Novitiate.
And it looks like we are just going to go into Morvenval. I can't imagine that we see an Overwatch here, yeah. That would be a way to get a phase cap through, but he is in cover with armor
He
contempt.
did it, exactly.
And ignores a failed saving throw, so that would be awkward. Don't overdo it there, Abby. Barely gets in the charge range. Very nice.
Fine. Yeah, that's an inch.
He's messenger 1. Mo is gonna go kill your superior. Does.
And an 11-inch charge. These charge rolls have been a roller coaster ride of emotions from Salad here.
He's gonna stand right in the middle.
Yeah, goes to the middle of the objective, so he has the best heroic interventions opportunities. And if he does kill the Repentance Superior, which probably should happen, certainly should happen, I imagine, he will get that objective away.
Good amount.
So we're not worried about too many of these interrupts here. The Novitiates don't really deal enough damage to the Chosen to warrant an interrupt. Morvenval could interrupt into Abaddon, but he just phase caps the damage. The Repentance Superior probably isn't going to kill a Master of Executions. So I think we do have to fight first with these Astartes.
Superior, it's the same charge either way. So I'm just pink.
Oh, I think we killed one in shooting. Well, that's kind of a big deal, actually. Those AP1 chainswords don't love to charge into Armor of Contempt, so killing one on the way in is a pretty big deal, and we make the charge in 11. Salad with these charge rolls. He was complaining about his charges earlier this game, but man, has he come back with this a bunch of 11s this turn. No big deal. All right.
Things that include just as people. All right, so we'll start over here. Well, everybody can come and swing you. Alright. Sergeant is gonna fight first with his Demon Blade. Okay, he'll hit you 5 times. Alright, 1 mortal, 3 saves, AP2.
Oops. No, I need to save Saval.
Okay, so kills 3 so far. Of the mortal, which I mean doesn't matter that much, but okay, the dice did weird things. 10 plus 5 plus 2 because he has an extra chain sword. Okay,
What a roll. Good
hit
stuff.
you 18 times. This many 3 ups.
These Legionaries have so many attacks. What a solid unit.
You know, roll all but one
Just casual
in case I
4
get
attacks
towards
each
the
with
end.
chain swords. It's pretty good. I mean, they're basically assault intercessors,
Nope.
but they get exploring
Okay,
sixes built in.
bye-bye.
Very good. Now I think we have to start pushing them
Do you
towards
want an
this
interrupt?
top objective here, in case the Novitiates pull around and
There's a-
try to wrest the control of that.
Pace for interrupting fogs.
But I guess we are
I
maybe
don't actually
just
have
not
anything
going to
to charge
consolidate
you to
them.
make use of the taking your phase caps, so whatever. Go for it.
Alright, we're gonna do the
I
chosen.
think
and we're gonna go with the-
Abaddon too strong at this point, at this stage of the game. We're just going to assume that he's going to die.
22.
Oh, 5, I guess.
Okay, yeah, sure. Alright, 15 saves.
Yeah, it'll all be 6 ups.
It's
Ooh,
always-
it's come close, but
Yeah, it's still capable,
There
so
goes the Novitiates from the Chosen as well. Wow, this turned around really hard. I know Salad was worried about this this game state earlier, but I think just the fact that his opponent is playing a melee skew and his entire army gets to trade 1-for-1 with his opponent's models regardless of the situation means that this is going to be an uphill battle for Lord Solar from the get-go. And I think it's gone downhill pretty quickly. It looks like Lord Solar down to a 0-point primary going into round 4. And I don't see any way that he gets victory points here. And most of his army has been killed by these Chaos Space Marine late game threats.
4 more saves. AP 3 or 4. I think it's AP 3.
So Master of
Maybe that's a
Executions
pass on the first one.
AP 3.
trying to kill the Repentance Superior. We
Says
may
pass.
see some resources burnt here to keep her alive. Look at her
That's the
go.
second pass.
2 saves. 3
There
saves.
is a
No
third
way,
pass.
chat.
Yeah, sure.
Who
Does it
prays
matter if
harder?
Repentance
It's that.
Superior
It's this Repentance Superior. She prays
actually,
the
I'm-
hardest, in
No.
fact.
Oh, it's loaded. I do have one more attack I need to make, by the way.
Roll your attack before I see whether I want a miracle dice that.
Yeah. So I did roll 6. Okay, yes. You have one more. Two saves to roll now.
2 more saves, basically. Yeah, I really want to save the miracle dice for when Val inevitably gets. Val's also just going to die whatever happens.
Yeah, you know who activated a trap card here? Is
Make the 5 of them.
this friggin' Repentia Superior.
Can't do 5 in a row. It's really annoying that this doesn't get me any primary.
It doesn't. Yeah.
On the other hand, I do have like 6 swings back at you, so I could just kill you.
You could.
It's possible.
I should also reroll wound rolls because you're a character. Oh my gosh. So I do have 2 ones. I should reroll.
Once, right, roll those before I decide if I want a miracle. Make the decision for me.
He has so many rules. I'm sorry. Okay, you have one.
One more.
One more. Alright, there you go.
Oh, I can spend the CP. Moment of Grace and then Miracle and have a living revenge superior, but I'm not going to.
Oh my
Here's me
god.
die.
At long last, after this insane string of 5-ups, the Repentia Superior does go down.
He's gonna fight into
Wappy.
Ball. Well, he's gonna try to kill Ball. That's funky wonky. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look for some. We're gonna do the big swings. I'm looking for any strats I got.
So Abaddon going into Morbin Ball. Here we go. Yeah, just displayed dominance with a good T-pose there, chat, for sure. I'm excited to see this fight here. I'm pretty sure Abaddon just single-handedly defeats Morbin Ball this swing here, right?
All swings at the ball.
Like I don't think
attacks?
Morbin Ball has a candle, has a dog in this fight, but we'll see.
10 attacks. Just 10.
Boy.
Alright.
12 hits. Yeah.
12 hits.
I think you went on 2s.
I do.
Maybe?
I'm strength 10. Okay. Well, we have all these saves.
Damage are you?
I'm mortal, so it makes me sad.
Damage is this?
3 down to 2.
So I can take 3 at a time.
Okay, so I take 2.
2 wounds. Down to 4 wounds remaining.
Oh, the good and vulnerable saves continue. Morbin Fall. No way. Not like this. Incredible.
Happy. 3 more.
So that's 6 damage so far. She can't fail any more saves, but we have a CP reroll and a potential Moment of Grace in the bank. And I think a Miracle Die as well.
CP.
Sure.
Do we Moment of that?
CP to Moment of Grace that
Yeah, we're
using
gonna Moment
dropping
that.
my 2.
Give a +1
And
to
pop
it.
the 4.
Auto
And
pass.
use the 4, yeah.
And then a 4 to auto pass again. Morbin Fall lives!
Goes down to 2.
Incredible.
Nice rolling. And then you can fight back with those guys.
Well, I guess Morbin Fall doesn't get turned
Do
into...
Val first.
she doesn't get crumpled into a tiny ball in one swing. It takes 2 swings from Abaddon.
Rerolling hits.
She does need to phase cap him here, though.
So
If she
there's
does,
probably 3
she can full
switches.
reroll herself next turn, potentially get his phase cap in the shooting phase, and then try to kill him. Unfortunately, our Canoness with Fight Last is gone, so Abaddon will get the opportunity to fight first. So she would need to basically have to convert another unit charging, so it would probably take too much work to actually kill Abaddon before the game's over. Can happen, though.
Matter now. Sure.
Well, this guy's dice roll is just stuck on one rolling 4s. Abaddon takes a single damage, gets punched by novitiates. Watch him get phase
can
capped
only
by these
get
ladies. That would be amazing.
5 in.
Yep.
So 50, 12 from the girls.
Yep. It doesn't matter. Oh yes, the pretty was on 6s, I guess.
They're strength 4, yeah. So 4 rolling 1s from Val. Explosions. They would not 5s. 5 wounds. You're all like completely opposite to what you just said. No!
I did. I did. You can't tell me otherwise. That's one too many dice.
Then this is the superior who gets his hits.
Okay.
Gonna be a hero.
1.
1.
I save it.
Not a hero.
You
Wouldn't have
roll
even
that
done
one.
anything.
You could roll that one to wound, by the way. Go ahead and do that.
Doesn't matter, because you ignore the first fail.
Let's fall fights twice.
Vol definitely. Yeah, Vol fight twice. I don't need it anywhere else.
Sure.
So double swing on Vol to try to clip
6
Abaddon
hits.
here.
Nice.
Let's do it, Vol. Good thing we're rerolling
Rerolling
all that
wounds.
garbage that we rolled. Hey, there it is.
Oh,
What do you got? Yep, there it is.
I thought retry.
it's a 3.
Exactly. It was the worst part.
Boom.
Is
Got him to the face cap. All right, we'll have it on 30% over there. Oh, I guess we could also... There is a potential Abaddon dies before the... Oh, no, I guess not. Is there? Actually, there is, yeah. Because we could see the Dagmata peek over here. And then use the stratagem to litany out of phase to plink Abaddon for 3, and then Morven kills him in shooting, I think would be the way to actually kill Abaddon if we wanted to. But it's ridiculously unlikely because of his Mark of Zinch.
This game is like still close.
Miracle dice for losing a character.
Nice.
Miracle dice for start of your turn.
So Salad on the meme score, 69 points. If he just ends the game here,
So
he
I
actually
have
just
a
wins.
leadership to
So that's
take.
good.
So
On to who?
on a 1, 2, 3, that on a 1, 2, 3, the 1 was the one I got at the end of the fight phase, and on a 4, 5, 6, the 3 was the one I got at the end of the fight phase.
Yeah, the missionaries
It was the one I got at the
chilling
end of the
over
fight
here.
phase,
Chat.
so I'll then burn it to pass my novitiate's morale and then keep the 3.
This Age of
Which
Sigmar model
novitiate?
over here, who's being a missionary today.
It's one you shot one.
Your LD7. You know.
I still have to take the test.
Why do you want a 1?
It was literally because I needed to know
Oh.
whether I was burning 1 or a 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I was confused.
So I used 2 there, so I get 2 for Leap of Faith. So I'm gonna max that. No primary.
Yeah, so that primary cut is
pass
making
it.
things look a little bit awkward for
I've wasted like 2 minutes on
Sororitas.
Got past 2 at one point as well.
They do have bottom round 5 scoring, so there's a potential, if they can
Right,
keep
I'm
their
gonna go
novitiates
for the
alive, there's a
Cavaliers,
potential
fall
they
back
can push
to
for a
objective.
12-pointer on bottom round 5.
Hits.
But they have to
I'm
they
gonna
have
put
to
it
survive the
missionary, and I'm gonna put Warden
endless
on
concentrated packet of fury here that is Abaddon, killing everything in the
I'll
middle of the
have plus
table.
one attack. They're gonna get out of the way. Gonna go to there. I'm gonna be annoyed that I completely blanked its core for the fallback and charge. If I could charge onto there and push you down to 4 primary, which is probably the better option. I'm gonna fall back. Kill me with 1 Terminator, so I get obsec on there. Yeah, right, before I move those, go back. I'm gonna test. Can you put 2-inch bubbles up around your chosen? I'll see if with a 6-inch advance I can get onto the objective.
Like so.
Go 7 inches to there. I move 5 inches, I get to there, which is the objective. I'm gonna do the miracle advance there.
So you're out of 6 there?
I'm gonna auto 6 that advance and get there.
You might be within. There you go.
Very nice. Very nice.
And I can just safely fall back there.
Yes.
I like that movement. So, obsects this
Get
objective
pumped
away.
by Abaddon next turn, but
We do have the Apostle on this
Such
objective.
as-
Chaos
with my
Spawn here is
freestyle
probably
movement
going to get
within 6
contested by the 3 novitiates. We have novitiates pushed in the center. The awkward part is going to be holding objective 5. Although
and
what
that-
we
that's
can
the
do,
closest visible.
I guess we can just hope that the Master of Executions doesn't kill an entire novitiate squad in one swing, which is unlikely,
I mean,
but not out of the realm
I'll
possibility
die
that
to
he
final
does.
death.
What else we could do is force him into the missionary.
Too far away to walk onto that,
If we
so-
place the missionary closer, so we put the missionary just outside his 2-inch engagement range, and we tow one obsec model on the other side of his engagement, that would actually force his intervention into the missionary and kill it. But I think maybe we might want to preserve the missionary for another turn.
So
We
this
do
is
get the
exactly
advance
what
onto
I
objective
expected
2 here,
to kill.
so we're going to be holding just one objective for Chaos Space Marines in the bottom
Owen
round,
Val does not stay in the
or going into round 4, unless this goes sideways.
Cool.
We're gonna...
Yeah, just
Another
watch the
model
2-inch
there.
engagement here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll just shove back. I just wanted it to be an auto charge.
It don't matter that much. If they don't
Yeah.
charge me, I'm intervening.
Cool. And then, right, so pulling back.
Yeah, so it looks like the game plan may be to try to just
Could
kill the
him
Master of
and shoot him,
Executions.
which would be handy, but I'm not going
Alright,
to.
let's do it.
Um,
Although he does get to fight on
Suppose there's
death,
a
but that
handy
doesn't really
charge
matter. Even if he
target
kills
anywhere.
the Novitiate squad, Marvin Ball will still hold the objective, which is fine.
advanced. Fell back so they can't do actions. I guess I force Abaddon to choose whether to come after Val or... I guess you've got chosen for that. Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Hmm.
We'll get
60
full
Novitiates,
primary.
chat. Yep. We're down to a lowly
Fine. I'm going to lose.
22? We've lost 38 Novitiates, is that right? Is that math correct?
Sisters Novitiate are going to shoot your Master of Executions, so I can do it all together.
Alright, sisters, let's do this. We got
Then
some
Red Bolter.
auto pistols, and we got a Ministorum shotgun. Let's go.
Freeze
Get,
your rolling
get, get.
ones.
Nice.
I missed a grenade, which is the awkward part.
The important one.
4 saves, AP nothing.
All ones, ready?
If I failed 2 saves, I'll reroll one of them.
We'll just embody Terminator. No?
Uh,
Plink gets
do you have any
gets
more
plinked.
The missionary.
Did we wound that guy with
Who can lob a frag grenade at
a
you?
crossbow?
Shoot you with a shotgun.
He shot a
I'll take
crossbow
one.
at that man. He took a damage.
There he is going to frag grenade you.
Anachronistic.
Nice.
He will get 5 shots.
Missionary throwing frag grenades.
4s, because he's sucky.
Because he's super sucky, yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I get for saying.
And then 5s. The frag
2
grenades.
wounds
Ooh,
with
2
the
wounds,
frag
God.
grenade. Alright, that's what
I'll
we're looking
reroll
for. Do we see
one.
any ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, he's okay.
good,
You're fine.
good, fine.
And Salad there was
Yeah.
announcing his
CP
intention
to
to
do
CP
3 more wounds to
reroll.
him.
Oh, what is this from?
It's just auto passing him just to do 3 more wounds to the closest.
Ah.
'Cause he
okay.
didn't try it in the command phase because he was closest to Abaddon.
And there's the auto passed.
And then the
3 wounds to Chaos. So not going for Abaddon. We're just going to hope that Abaddon can't do too much in the final battle round. But that should put him in range to get killed by the Novitiates. Here's the charge.
That do. Oh, yeah, that's the say no to dying.
Very nice.
How does that work? Is it just he can't die for the whole phase?
Nah, he just can. He's a Catan, so he'll die. Assuming,
Okay.
kill him.
Excellent. And that's my only charge.
Mhm.
So, still a full squad, so 36 of the stuff.
Chapter 1, damage.
4s rerolling 1s from Morven.
36 attacks out of the squad, chat. Tactical Marines, eat your heart out. 8-point Sisters Novitiates hit twice as hard as you.
And then 4s because you're a Marine.
Mhm.
There's a bunch more.
And
So
that
2 more
looks
after
like,
that. Oh, he's dead.
I think that's a dead Master of
Right,
Execution.
does he kill the whole squad on the...
He has executed his last. Let's see what he does in the swing back.
10. What's that? 6 plus 3, so 9.
Ugh. I'm gonna die.
He'll roll everything on 6.
Yeah, they have twice as many attacks as a Tactical Marine, chat. Tactical Marines just attack 2 times with
So
with
take
shock
2
assault.
rolls.
These ladies attack 4.
9.
That's twice as many times with the same profile.
9 saves. Just on 6s.
So I've got 8 models left, so I need to kind of. Oh wait, this is AP3,
more.
right?
2 models,
Yeah, 5 up on the
AP3.
Superior first.
Nope.
Superior dies.
Superior gets killed
So that
immediately.
means so I'll pull the 2 models just.
We do have a 6
purposes,
in
I
the
know they're
bank just in
technically at the end.
case.
So you have to pay. You have to make 2
This
successes.
this doesn't matter a huge amount because Morphin Fall will still
5.
retain control of the objective, but we do want to keep those novitiates alive
So I've made
for
one,
next
so I lose
turn.
4. Got 3 dice left.
3 dice left, and 3 guys. 3 dice left. 3 guys left.
2 I'll roll.
So 1 guy left.
I've only got 3. Yeah, I'll use a 6 to pass the save. Sure. Keep
And
the guy
then-
and hope I roll a 1.
Yeah, we're just gonna cross our fingers on the morale check here.
Got 2 chances.
But that would basically allow us to, or allow SkewLord to have an additional model to hold this objective for bottom round 5. So then he could push other models to the other 2 other objectives to get a 12-point primary.
Go on now.
6.
6. And then the morale test.
I've only got 1 CP, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess the sisters aren't quite as good at hitting.
6.
So not exactly twice as good, but it's okay.
The fail.
I roll a 1.
So still explodes. Alright, it's my turn. I got 4 primary. Right?
Max that now and I get 12 there.
Primary. I'll get only 1 banner. Let's just make sure you don't stop scoring points.
So a banner's broken on objective 2 since the novitiates hold it at the start.
And I get a miracle to
Don't-
start your turn.
And Chaos Bond is he's a big gribbly boy.
Which is
I
a
don't believe
1.
he can read
Now I
before
get it.
that. So
Hey.
8 points up.
Alright, we'll have it on
For
the board
Salad.
himself. These Marines will.
But we can probably,
advance.
I believe we can score some additional points by clearing out the characters
points. I got 4.
for
That's
our
4.
creations of pile. So I think we will max specimens.
Make a 6.
Specimens for the spider.
Go.
And we have another banner potentially at the end of the turn.
not
So we
that
have
big.
another 4 points on potentially.
Do anything. This guy will just come. Enjoy the company.
So 78 is what it's looking like for Salad, unless that banner gets
Abaddon,
broken on
that's
objective
basic.
1, which is a potential.
Abaddon needs to go kill Missionary and kill Ball.
But that's
Multi-charge
if we
them.
get a 12-point primary for SkewLord, that ties. So we would just need a 12-point primary and a leap, I think, which I believe we have enough points for. Yeah. So essentially, and we did lose our novitiate here. Essentially, Salad will win if he can kill almost any combination. He basically needs to kill these models, I think, in order to win the game. The awkward part is that if he doesn't kill these novitiates, things get really awkward because they can suddenly chain. They can multi-chain.
So these two can't not hop the wall. So relying on the children to make me charge. Unless like I could just advance and charge these fools. Then I lose some guns. I want the guns. Okay. Shooting. Okay. The Terminator. No.
How is there 10 on Sacred Grounds, chat?
Oh,
we
we
have
have it.
2
I moved this guy,
mid-board objectives consecrated right now.
sorry. Put him there. Actually. Yeah, and then he's gonna shoot that novitiate, that yellow novitiate. He'll not overcharge. He'll only shoot the plasma. Didn't matter, 2 hits. 1 wound. You have 5 up on the mission.
Miracles do I have?
You have a 6. in there.
1, 6. So.
Nice.
No, I spent the CP actually. Got 2.
Yeah, 2. You're gonna burn something.
How strong is he in melee? He's hitting on 4s, no rerolls.
6 is explode.
Hitting on 4s, no rerolls, 6s explode, and then wounding on 2s into a 6-up save.
Yeah.
So if I burn the CP now, I could save a 6 for the save, or I could save further.
Yeah, so basically
If
hoping
that
here that we
lives, then
can
I can
burn our
burn
resources
that
to keep this
objective.
novitiate alive to obstacle this objective away, and force the Terminator to roll its melee attacks, which gets a little bit awkward.
It's fine. They'll die.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little unlikely for her to survive
Chosen.
that and the melee attack, and
All the
burning
vultures.
all your resources now is a little tough. That said, we do want to try to score a leap of faith here, because I think if
Must be 3 shots. Not 5.
Sororitas if Sororitas want a chance to win the game, I think they need to trigger a leap of faith.
Boom, ja.
3-ups because they're in cover.
Shouldn't be too hard on their own turn, though. Now I'm
Miracle
thinking
the
about it,
last one
because they
for
can,
free.
should be able to have enough dice to miracle a random attack somewhere and then a charge or something.
Shoot. Somebody. Question is who? Not fall.
Oh, leap is capped. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. I didn't realize.
We'll shoot the missionary. Where do I want to shoot this little shit? That's a tough choice. Or do I shoot the dogma? He's gonna shoot these little shits.
Can you see them?
He's standing on the terrain. Should be. Oh,
With the walls in the
it's
way.
towards- Oh yeah, you took the guy out. Never mind. Yep, never mind. Then he'll just shoot the missionary. And I'll reroll it for you. 5 hits.
Can you see the missionary as well?
Well, I guess into the Dogmata again. Actually, you know what? Yeah, into the Dogmata, I guess. I'll reroll it. Do you want me to reroll it again or not?
That's fine.
This is fine?
I don't really mind. What if that's what you rolled, then that's what you rolled. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I rolled it both times. Moving on. I gotta reroll that. All of those. Just get a 2-up save.
3-up in cover.
Oh.
Dead
Well, no,
Dogmata.
If you won, you're fine. You'll take 2 damage though.
It's only if you want.
Charges. The Chosen will charge the novitiates.
Okay. Well, if this was a turn not for
60.
Salad to whiff his charges, like this is it right here.
Okay. Terminator will charge the Dogmata.
Yep. All set to defend.
Base you. Full base. Abaddon will
Leaving
charge
this
both.
objective, number 4, shouldn't be that big of a deal because it doesn't
Yeah.
look like too many
And then
Sororitas can
spawn,
get there.
Abaddon
Unless
charges
the
both.
Terminator flubs on the Dogmata.
Will charge.
And the shields are still up for her,
Also can't
which is a
fail.
little scary. And the Chaos Spawn here also needs to not whiff on the Novitiates.
So I got that, base that.
We should lose the Novitiates on
one-
objective
one.
3.
Alright.
And Abaddon...
There, you do have interrupt CP, but do I care for, it will be the Terminator. The Terminator will fight.
Abaddon just charges both. Yeah, tries to clip both these characters out. I think that
3 attacks.
makes sense. That way, if one of these 2 units fails, it shouldn't change the outcome of the game.
3 hits so far. No, I'll take my 3 hits. Wound you twice.
Do you CP that wound roll? I think you do, chat.
Free.
I might CP that
5 up save.
to make sure that the Dogmata goes away, because otherwise it's a free control over this objective.
I have a CP, which I will spend to up, and then I'll use my 6 to pass the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
You
should
wanna
have CP
interrupt
reroll that wound roll. The Dogmata survives, so we
CP
have
anymore, I
a
use
control
one
over
to
here if we
keep
need it.
the Dogmata alive.
Abaddon.
No
Let's see how many attacks he
interrupts.
gets.
Abaddon gonna see if he can clip both these characters out, which is pretty likely,
Gets
especially since we're kind of shields down now.
3 into the missionary, 6 into Val.
Killer here would as
Okay.
well would be if Abaddon was able to get to this objective, but I don't believe he can do that and still
Missionary.
fight both characters.
4 hits. Okay, 4 saves and some mortals.
How many mortals? Oh, it doesn't
D3.
really matter, does it? Also 4 pinfall. Pinfall?
That's not. It is. I guess. Yeah. I guess. You have to make 2 4-ups now. Unless you want to try for the ball. You are muted. He's doing some thonking math about.
Yeah, I think Lord
CP
Solar
rolls.
really making a decision here about the CP reroll and that invulnerable save. Either one of these characters surviving would be a pretty big deal. We're really just looking for raw models to control objectives, essentially. I think that Lord Solar, unless these chosen have strange bile consolidates happening, he has control of this objective locked in. He has... This objective is questionable. Oh, and people dropping their microphones, I guess. So the question mark here is whether he can control this. I don't believe Abaddon can get there to contest it, which is good, because it means he's not going to lose points on Defend a Shrine at the end of the game. If Abaddon controls that objective, I think that's a great insult to the Adepta Sororitas, but also they lose his 3 points. I think that I think that Lord Solar is probably literally calculating out. He has 12 minutes to play out the last turn of the game, so he's got plenty of time. But I think he's literally calculating out the best possible avenue to win here, which would essentially all he needs to
Sorry
do
about that, I'm back. And I am going to burn a CP and reroll that.
is have enough models to hold these 3 objectives, and he immediately wins. As soon as he heals this one, he wins
Yep.
the game, as long as he can get a 12-point primary.
And
So I guess any combination of
Yep.
these objectives, as long
So
as
you'll
one of them
die,
is this one.
And then 6 attacks into Val.
All right, on Morphinfall, let's see
7 hits.
if we kill her.
Sure. 2d3 mortals and 7 saves on Val. Val's probably dead. He's gone mute again.
Gonna do some math, I guess. Also. So that was a CP.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll just roll all these saves and see what happens, and then.
Now ball turns into dust. Okay, everyone dies. All right.
Die.
Oh my god, chat. This is nerve-wracking for
Abaddon
sure.
will just move.
So Abaddon has to go closer to the novitiates. Cannot go to Objective 5, unfortunately. I think if Abaddon
Play
gets
with pink.
to Objective 5,
This guy's
the
not
game
based,
becomes
but
very
he'll
difficult
outclear
for
base.
the novitiates. Right now, we are in a situation where if the novitiates survive, they could string. But because Abaddon moved closer
there's
here,
one
there's a
guy.
potential heroically intervenes them
one
on the
guy.
final turn. And if he kills them,
So isn't there a strat?
game
so I can
switches
pile
around.
More? That's only if you leave combat. Lots of attacks there. 18 to be exact. It's not flub. Thank goodness for Abaddon. That I gained 5 back. There you go. 20 saves. 26s. You got this.
oh, and there they go.
Yeah.
And I think that kicks it. Because we are now no longer scoring Defend the Shrine here. And we are capped at an 8-point primary for Reese. So if Lord Solar gets an 8-point primary, they will be at the same. Specimens should score 2 extra if these novitiates die. And we should be 1 higher on specimens, I believe, because we killed the. We'll kill the novitiates with the chosen.
It's the last little bit of time. I'll flip for a strat.
I think we're consulting the handbook here, chat. Salad, like I said before, not super up on the Chaos Space Marine Codex. And I will say I'm not quite either. There were a couple rules questions I had to bring the Codex out before the game, which is a little funky to get some rulings on before these two started playing. The downside of a brand new Codex. So I think we're trying to decide if there's a way for the Chaos Bound automatic to convert it a little bit better here. But I think it's probably missing a lot of the correct keywords. Well, while the players are thinking amongst themselves, chat, we can go ahead and thank our sponsors. Our dead pile covered sponsors over here.
Okay, well, I just have command points. So what's the effect of it? 3. I get to reroll.
Ooh, rerolling wounds on the Chaos Spawn again.
How many attacks?
All right. Well, let's see this. Let's see this fight before we go
I'll take 4
back there.
attacks.
4 attacks. The awkward part
Roll
is
the
this.
dice. I
Yeah.
will reroll a hit roll for command point because I can.
The awkward part is that hit roll on 4+. We're gonna CP. Let's see what we get. Survey says. Ooh.
Alright,
Ooh.
3 hits because of the 6.
Get a 6 exploding though. Wounds on 2's rerolling. Well,
Alright.
the reroll mattered.
3 saves on your.
What do you got?
novitiates.
Novitiates. Armor of
Break
Contempt drops
twos,
it
yeah,
to
5
AP1, so only 5 ups. And I believe have we miracled already? I believe
Tie
that we
back to
have,
you.
yeah. And no CP for Moment of Grace, so I think we're just raw dogging 2 5-ups here. Could you imagine if the entire game had been like this, chat? I'm glad that this is only the final battle round. But this has been a hell of a game. Holy crap. I'm glad that the T5S2 Meme Invitational has been the climactic finals to round 1 that we were hoping it would be, because this has been an awesome game.
Mr. Lord Askew.
I think Chaos Space Marines have it, unless some chicanery happens here. we lose Lord Solar? And then new table flip over here. He is in our Discord. Anyway, the big psyop to make Heretics overconfident. I think that's actually the case, chat, for sure. I do think that, I mean, I think this was an uphill battle for Sisters, definitely, like after having watched the matchup play out. But I do also think that Lord Solar's constant memery did make things a little bit easier for him, because I do think we saw some aggressive play from Salad that could have gone poorly for him. I'm here for you, Salad. Don't worry. I don't know where Reese went though.
Still's got 3 saves, I see.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, just got called out by someone.
Oh,
the king returns. But yeah, I
welcome
think
back.
It's kind of
okay.
Roll my saves against
The real world.
They all died, didn't they?
Called.
They all died. You have 3 saves against Univicious over there.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there's a spike low to end things out, chat. There is a single Dogmata remaining for the Adepta Sororitas, and I think that is curtains for them. Almost a total tabling. But man, look at these dead piles. Do we have a?
You can fight me.
Do we have a dead pile for Chaos Masons?
Yeah,
I guess this is an amalgamated dead pile. No, this is all the sisters.
Gave us a for him last time.
Where did Salad put his models?
Vortex.
Kind of all over the place, I guess.
Look
at all these dead models there, chat.
For him.
What a bloody game.
Hits on freeze, does an explosion. And then wounding on freeze. No, 4s because you're.
No, 3s because the sergeant's gone. But it doesn't matter. I can't die from this, but who cares?
In my turn, I just.
I'm gonna cut you down for a command point. For moral victory.
No, no mortal wound was done.
And then fell back, so I can't do an action.
I don't think Salad was deleting his models. I think he was just throwing them, throwing them away.
So close. And then you get one more banner.
And I should get 2 more on.
So there's 4. Specimen scores up. Banner scores up. No prisoners maxed.
Look close.
So I did not.
What a game, chat!
I kill a character with
a Black Legion.
Yeah.
I killed him with Abaddon, but yeah.
Yeah, we just killed a regular unit with the or 2 regular units with.
So yet so far.
Cool. Hold it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So good. What a game! Hot damn! Amazing.
Game.
GG guys.
Against.
Yeah. That was a lot closer than I think it probably should have been, but.
Yeah. Losing both my characters to that Terminator fight and death was painful.
I disagree. I deserved it. Those Terminators just disagreed on making saves. I feel like
they were upset after getting shot by so many bolt guns and dying.
It was super sad for the Disco Lord. It was like, how about?
Yeah. And then I messed up my Zeph room over there. I should have put them there because then failing the charge against the spawn wasn't like a bad thing. They would have just charged it next turn, whereas there they just died.
The pain.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciated the endless memery of the game. That was good. We had a running slideshow of the memes that were popping up through the game, which is great. So we appreciate that. But yeah, the game was sick.
Yeah. It's yeah. The position with the bolt guns, my gosh.
Bolt guns are the Emperor's holy weapon, as I said at the start.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you called it right at the beginning, Reese. You know, the matchup's just like so awkwardly skewed.
The matchup's kind of one thing goes wrong, I lose.
Right.
I need like momentum, like everything just kind of needs to go right.
Yeah, you need to trade. Like you trade for 1, and theoretically you have more units, but you need that to that arithmetic has to work perfectly.
Yeah.
So if
Realistically,
you
so
ever
much
are
of the time it's
down on the
trading.
trade, yeah, it goes
And
super south.
It was working actually really well. I think like first 2 turns. I thought the game was in your favor. So I had all my chosen units alive, but like, my Terminators were
The
pretty
chosen
much
are the
dead.
main thing that's scary in this matchup.
Yeah, my SkewLord flubbed, which was like,
We should have actually just held the big brick back further just to avoid getting charged by the Disco Lord.
yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I know the Voltas actually did manage to kill a Terminator, but that is undamaged from a threat here. Just
Yeah.
hidden and hidden and hidden some more.
Yeah, for sure. That's I did notice one mistake I did, which is like seemingly minor, but I think had more implications.
Eat bolt
Was
gun!
my Warp Talons should have interrupted, because it would have left you with 1 CP over here on that chosen unit, which means you could have not fought on death. Which is
But then, like, I don't know, I probably would have done something different over there. I don't know.
you
You'd
just
have
had
had 2
really
CP
weird.
left. I don't know what you'd have lost with the 2 CP.
Well, I didn't really lose any strats.
Yeah, Salad had basically had 2 CP left at the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
And I
spent on a meme, he cut them down. Which is...
I spent 3 on memes, pretty much. Like, so, yeah, I should have definitely fought on or interrupted there, because then
Shouldn't have
I
put
think
so much
this
effort
chosen
into keeping
unit
Val alive.
ends up still alive.
But
Yeah, I'm surprised Vol like tanked Abaddon for a turn, to be honest.
I honestly shouldn't have made a tanker because I was doing that thinking, oh yeah, I can just fall back and charge, and I remember the strat only works on core.
Yeah. Yeah. But also,
I don't know what I should have.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's something else I could have put effort into saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a question from the chat about bottom of round 4 when the Novitiate squad. I'm gonna write on the screen, but you can't see it, so I apologize. The Novitiate squad that was over here, that was that Abaddon had engaged when he charged Morvenval. When they fell back, if there was a play to use excessive cruelty to chase them and then heroically intervene and try to kill them with Abaddon before we went to round 5. So then that would have made like that whole route in round 5 would have been like significantly less stressful, I think, for you. But to be fair though, I think if Abaddon flubs and doesn't kill them, then things get really awkward because then he's stuck and he can't kill the characters.
Yeah, he has
like
2 CP, fall back and shoot and fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is 2 CP to do the consolidation though. So like I don't know if you had 4 at that point.
I had exactly 4 at that
Oh, okay.
point.
Yeah.
So
So
I would be, at least with the two tick overs, I would be at 4.
Yeah.
I would have been fine. So that is a good point. Yeah. That would have been a good point.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sick. Yeah, I'm glad that was pointed out in chat because that is not a strategy that I was aware of, which actually
I forgot that
caught
existed.
catch some people out right there. You're like, oh, I'll just fall back here, and you're like, cool, I'll just go on your objective or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
a little scary.
I guess if Vol stood in combat, I guess it didn't matter if I first anyways.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess you just have to make sure that you sequence the fallbacks correctly, right? Because it's a consolidation. And if Vol was basing him, then he doesn't go anywhere, so it doesn't do anything.
I did do the Novitiates first, I think.
Yeah, so I guess it
didn't
wouldn't
remember
matter
at
that
this
much. Yeah.
It would have mattered, yeah. So,
Alright.
I guess
Well,
it would
fair
have
enough.
theory would have been cool.
Yeah,
It would have been cool.
definitely would have been cool, and definitely something to keep in mind if you're playing against Cast Space Marines for sure. Is all the random Slaanesh dudes just chasing you? Stay in melee with me. Come back.
No, come back, bro. That actually could be. Yeah. If there was someone to consolidate 6 inches, that would be real.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So Salad, you're up in the mirror match now.
Yeah, I'd
against
feel a lot more
Dylan.
confident if I had the right
Yeah.
hand. I'd feel actually quite good. If
Well,
I
to
had
be
the right
fair, the other army also doesn't have it, right? Because it's just all possessed.
It's just 30 possessed.
I guess yeah, that would be especially good into Word Bearers possessed though. So that is that is unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't have rerolls, that many rerolls. Okay, oh wait, they do.
Yeah, they don't reroll except every attack. So
Yeah.
you know.
I always have to.
I feel like Possessed are better into Chosen than Chosen are into Possessed because of 2 damage.
I don't know. Chosen are real cheap though.
Yeah.
And are like conveniently a really good profile, being like that perfect profile. Being strength 6 AP3. I don't know. Abaddon should like roast in that matchup. That should.
Yeah, Abaddon.
I think.
Abaddon should be good.
What's the mission for?
Abaddon's.
Recover the relics.
Same mission?
Uh,
Oh, it's a different mission. Oh,
no.
yeah.
This is the scouring.
Okay, in my defense, the maps look so similar between this one and Recover the
You know?
Relics.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's the same layout.
But Relics doesn't have trees on it. I think so, anyway.
I don't know. They're
Green
both like
map.
kind of
This
gray.
one's like always. This one's a green map.
Yeah, this one's green. That one is blue and red and blue. It's red versus blue in that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can Abaddon beat another Abaddon in a fight? That's a good question.
Wait, does he have Abaddon?
No, there's only one Abaddon. Can you beat 2 Masters of Possession? That is the real question, though. Because they will smite you. Or just interrogate you into oblivion.
Yeah, I have a 4+ against that. But I guess my goal of that match is just to run straight first and hope that I can kill this thing before it kills my thing.
Fair enough. Flawless plan.
Maybe outscore him probably.
Works
I think my stats
every
are better.
time.
Yeah. We don't recover the relics, which is could be interesting.
Agent X had a question for you, Salad. If you do you wish you'd had sallied forth a turn earlier to lock down scoring a turn sooner, or did you need to hold back? So basically, I guess like bottom 1, you just run everything out and then try to charge round 2 instead of round 3.
No, I think actually consideration for leaving the what's his name. I might have probably just wanted to stay back. Maybe go in the same turn, but leave the Disco Lord. Leave that one more turn back.
Sure. I mean, who can foresee Battle Sisters punching you for 4 damage?
Yeah, I just,
Just out of the blue. Take this. Brah.
yeah, and then the 6 on the missile shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, if he survives the shooting phase, this game is a lot less of an issue because he has to commit one more thing into that.
For sure. Yeah.
And that
I only needed a 2 on the missile because I had the priest who hadn't chanted yet, and he just spent 1 CP to deal the 3 missiles.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that little dude is a baller in this matchup.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
amazing.
Yeah. 1 CP, 3 mortals in any phase is like nice.
Yeah,
Pretty solid.
for sure.
Really awkward. It's 12 inches, which makes it like suicide range, but
Yeah, but I mean, it is also Chaos Space Marine, so if they're not just running at you like an idiot, they're not like doing anything, right? So, you know,
Yeah.
they're gonna be up in your face. It'll be okay. And you put 160 models in between you and them, so it's fine.
Yeah. But it's not enough when Chosen just come in like kill.
Yeah, it's not enough when
When
you're just like trading 1 for 1 with every unit for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well,
Cool.
here's to Cobb being nerfed next week.
Well, Dylan says possessed win, but I'm sure he's biased. He's also sure he's biased. So there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks for your
Say
input.
possessed
We
win.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Dylan already messaged me saying, "Hey, when do you want to fight?"
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, just let me know when you've got it scheduled, and we'll get it on the stream.
Probably tomorrow.
Well, don't do that.
Well, not tomorrow? What?
I'm away tomorrow. That would be sad.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's okay. Just let me
I've all week.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Well, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for the game, guys. That game was freaking sweet. Sally, congratulations on moving forward. Reese, thanks for playing. Putting up a good show.
I respect the memes.
Yeah, the memes were good.
Games will continue.
I think the meme
Games
invitational
will
was
continue.
a success. So good stuff.
All right. See ya.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, chat. We did it. Game over. And that concludes round 1 of the Invitational. Oh, what a sick game. That was awesome. Congrats to both those players. I do want to throw a quick shout out to now that we can move the dead piles here. Here you go. Goodbye. I do want to throw a quick shout out to our sponsors, exclamation point sponsors in chats. If you want to check them out, 3D6 Wargaming, where you can get all sorts of cool tabletop accessories, including they have CP trackers, wound trackers, but most importantly, super sweet objective markers. If you've ever seen the disc objective markers, neoprene discs, they are probably from 3D6 Wargaming. For good reason, because they're awesome. And you can get Tactical Tortoise ones, which is sweet. GameMat.eu also makes 2D neoprene stuff to put on the table, but mostly mats, but also 3D terrain nowadays, which is also sweet. And last but certainly not least, Snot Goblin Gaming is putting up a Kickstarter in August for some super cool 3-dimensional terrain. If you saw the pre-stream, you saw those getting put together. They are modular ruins that you can take apart and put back together super easily. It's all good. I've got a set here. I'm going to do a little bit of a video about them, and I'm super excited about it. Anyway, tune in 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Sunday, because we have 2 back-to-back games to round out round 2 of the Invitational. Once we know when Salad and Dylan are playing, we'll know when the last game happens, and that will conclude the first stage of the Invitational. We're coming back on the 30th and 31st to have the top 4 players fight each other. Semifinals on the 30th, final game on the 31st, and it's going to be sick. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everyone, again, for watching. And exclamation point sponsors chat, and you can get a link to Snot Goblin Gaming's their landing page, which has all the information you need about that. I think it's just snotgoblingaming.com has it. Let's close out the prediction real quick for the people who voted. It was Creations of Bill. So congratulations to Salad for that. Sorry for everyone who voted Adepta Sororitas, but we are going to call that a day. Thanks everyone for watching again. Remember to keep it classy, folks.